Hey, it's Monday night, November 6th, 2023, and we're back, guys. Tonight, guys, we're having a true crime open discussion on multiple cases that we've been touching on lately. Let's catch up, folks. We need to. Thank you for joining me tonight. Let's get this show on the road. Excited to be here with you. Hey. What is going on, guys? Happy Monday night to you all. Good to be back with you guys. Hope everybody's having a wonderful start to your week. Hope you all had an amazing weekend. Missed you guys. Sorry I wasn't here this morning. You know the story with the internet. Well, they had a node go out and they worked on it all from Saturday at 3 a.m. or Sunday at 3 a.m. till almost exactly 6 p.m. tonight. Kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. We're here now. And my apologies to anybody that was inconvenienced because I wasn't live this afternoon early. But we're together, and that's all that matters. And thank you guys for joining me tonight. I see 54 beautiful people in here, guys. I got 26 likes. Let's get it up and out. Let's get it up and out, guys, if we can. All of the stories we're going to talk about, the cases we're going to talk about, definitely need to be out in the algorithm so everybody can see and hear what's going on with these cases. We're kind of just catching up, folks. There's stuff going on in Delphi. There's stuff, the Chelsea Grimm thing. We need to catch up on some stuff that we haven't really been able to lately. And let's do it together because that's what we do. So thank you guys for joining me. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Hope everything is working well. Again, it's great to be here with you guys. I missed you guys very much so. And it's great to see y'all. Speaking of, let's see who we have here with us tonight. Looks like, of course, the lovely and beautiful Miss Brandy B. Welcome back, Brandy. Good to see you. Ashley and Nicolette, always a pleasure to have you here, dear. J-Lit Lightsov in the house. What's going on? Detective Jeff H., thank you for joining us. Katie Quarters, my dear, always happy to see you. Vix Logic, welcome back. Great to have you here. Doodlebug Fart, what's going on? Good to see you. Jack's Law 2.0. It's a new face. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us tonight. The lovely Miss Carolyn Miller. Always a pleasure, dear. Thank you for being here. Carrie Pashula, thank you for joining us. Great to see you. Miss Lori Smith, welcome. Great to have you here. Elser, good to see you. Oh, awesome to see you, Kim Marin. Thank you for joining us tonight. Groot, what's going on? Good to see you, DS. Same to you. Great to have you back. Mrs. Kelly, welcome back. Good to see you. Randall and Lori Gray, good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Let me see here. Matt Amlo, 12. What's going on? Good to see you. Charlotte Gross, welcome back. Good to have you here. Mrs. Lori Smith, is that the same? Yep, that is you. Thank you. Thank you. Again, guys, on your way in the door, please leave a little DNA for me, if you will. I appreciate that so very much. Come on in. Go grab a seat, get comfortable, and let's do this thing. Peaceful Warriors in the house. Good to see you. Good to have you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Doc, good to see you. It's been a minute. Welcome back. Come on in, guys. Grab a seat. Like I always say, I don't care where you are, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I hope it's good for you guys because it's great for me to be here with you. Randy Furr, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Deborah, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, guys, I want to touch on that real quick. I can't get information as much as I'd like to. I tried to contact AR, his phone, hoping his wife would answer. But if they're going through something right now, she's probably not. I got a rumor sent to me. I hope that it's true, or I hope it's not true, and it's not just a rumor floating around. But I'd like to know that AR is struggling with something in the hospital right now. So guys, if that's true, and even if it's not, just to be safe, guys, please, if you would, I'd like to, all of you, even if you're not religious folks, just take a moment, and keep him in your thoughts and prayers, please. Him and his wife both. We don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, so I can't give you guys any details. I'm sorry. Like I said, I tried to reach out by calling. There was no answer. So obviously, if there's something going on, that makes me a little nervous because he didn't answer. It makes me feel as if it could be true. So I would love for all of you to send positive vibes in that direction. I tried reaching him for a couple days, and there was no answer via message. So please, guys, positive vibes, prayers, whatever you can send that direction. Please, if you would. I really appreciate that so very much. You guys are very good at that. This community is very good for that. So, and I promise you, when and if I find anything out, I will let you guys know what's going on. Welcome, Marietta Rosser. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Deborah. That's fact. Oh, Marietta just said AR is doing okay. Sleeping restfully now. Diabetic problem. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Marietta. I had no idea. I didn't get any info. What's the coffee mug say? That's from my kids. Best dad ever. It's my favorite one. Lisa R. Welcome. Oh, there's just a few of them that I can show. I got one under here. I got one over here. Chief, welcome. Good to see you. Optum CSS. Thanks for joining us. Mama J, good to see you. Robert Bell, welcome back, brother. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Optum. I appreciate that. And this is a very wonderful Rock Chalk's in the house. What's going on? How are you feeling, dear? I hope your mouth is healing up good. Let me see here. Somebody said he did one earlier today and then it was taken down, so I don't know. I looked and I couldn't find one. Todd, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Joanne, my dear, welcome. Good to see you, darling. Hope you're doing well. That's what I heard, that he was doing dialysis, Joanne, and I hope that I hope he's okay. That's what my wife does for a living. She's a dialysis technician and a phlebotomist, so that stuff can cause problems, guys. And when you're getting dialysis, that means you got some other issues going on, so it's not always good. So I hope he's okay. Oh my God, there she is, my darling Miss Boone. Good to see you, Boone. Thanks for joining us, dear. All right, Booney, it's okay, hon. I absolutely adore you, my dear, and thank you for whatever you're doing. I understand completely, but thank you just for stopping in. I appreciate that. Bianca Cake, thank you for joining us. What's going on? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I hope so, Chief. It's supposed to. It's good aesthetic. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me see here. So you mentioned sometimes he struggles with diabetes. Okay, I do too, Mrs. Kelly. Absolutely do. Thank you, Carrie. Yeah, guys, if you can, just take a few moments, say a little prayer for AR and his wife, that he's doing better. Marietta says he's resting, so that's good. Means he's doing okay, and that's great to hear that. Is Nellie in the house? Nellie B, where are you? The awesome Nellie B. Tell it to L. What's going on, darling? Thank you for that as well. Good to see you. All right, Rock Chalk. That's great to hear. Awesome. Damn, I missed you guys. Really did. Miss Pamela Polly Pepper's in the house, all the way from the UK. Seriously, missed you guys. These weekends have a tendency to suck. What I don't like is if I ever choose to want to go live just at on the spur of the moment, I couldn't do that this weekend because of this stupid. A node is bad again. That's the excuse. I always get the same excuse. There's a node, so there's an outage that may affect all of your services. It's every time. This Optimum is the worst, absolute worst internet supplier out there, folks. Thank you, Boone. Deception dismantled. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you, Deception. I appreciate that. And I absolutely adore you as well. T, what's going on? I'm not sure what happened, but I guess he's okay and resting now. I'm guessing there was something going on with his diabetes, so that's all I can tell you. And I don't want to, guess on anything and put out wrong information for his sake. So I'm sure he'll let everybody know once he's feeling better what happened and what went on. Just put your hands together, guys. Take a moment, say a prayer. Keep him in your thoughts, him and his wife, that they're doing okay. That's all I'm asking, guys. And that's all we can do as a community. CR is in the house. What's going on? Good to see you. No, we don't have Xfinity, Carolyn. How are you, CR? Thank you for joining us. Kit. Oh, wait a minute. Who did I see? What did I see? Lisa and Cannoli. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you guys. See Materna, what's going on? It's 5 a.m. there. Oh, Lord. It is 9:04 p.m. Bingo in Ohio. We got 102 awesome, amazing people in here, guys. We got 49 likes. If we can get that up to 100, at the very least, I would very much appreciate it. So does YouTube. And don't forget, guys, to leave me comments after the show. Let me know whether you loved it, hated it, whatever you think, guys. I want to know about it. Thank you so very much. Lisa Vallejo, how are you? Good to see you. Peaches81, what's going on? Good to see you. Lisa R, coming out of Tennessee. It's awesome. 804. I got you. It was pretty nice here today, weather-wise. It was like 62 degrees here, guys, and sunny for most of the day. And being that there was no internet and I had no kind of entertainment, I was outside. So, again, thank you all so very much for joining me tonight. My head's on fire. That's what somebody else said when I do this. Yeah. My head's on fire. Come on in, guys. Grab your coffee, tea, whatever it may be. Come on in, sit down, and have a conversation with me. If you will. Sorry, guys. Trying to fix something here. Give me one moment. One moment. Trying to adjust something here. Sorry. Be right with you guys. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. All right. Here we go. I had to add another log to the fire back there. It was getting a little low. Sorry. I'm not hiding. Testing 1, 2. Can you guys hear me okay? T2014's in the house all the way from Nova Scotia. January Millican, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I love seeing new faces. Good to have you here. Let me see here. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. There is one thing I want to say to you guys, though, tonight, before we get into anything else. I want to let you guys know how much I appreciate. I mean, wholeheartedly appreciate all the support you guys have given me through all of this crazy crap that's been going on. I'm not going to get into that stuff. I just want to say thank you um, from the depths of my soul and my heart for supporting me and lifting me up the way you guys do. You are amazing. Absolutely amazing. This community is full of nothing but amazing and beautiful people, and I appreciate every single solitary one of you every day just for being who you are. So thank you for that, guys. Let me see. Good gracious almighty. Miss Boone gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so very much for that, Booney. Looks like Miss Lisa Vallejo was gifted a membership. That's awesome. January Milliken gifted a membership. Brand new subscriber. She's already got gifted one. That's awesome, Boone. Thank you for that. Bianca Cade gifted a membership. Kelly Coker. Aaron Estes Park was gifted. And I think that's it. That is so awesome. Well, welcome to all the new meatballs. Welcome to the sauce. I absolutely love. We got some new members, and Booney, thank you so much for that, hon. So very much. Jeff H2. Well, we got another Jeff in here. I don't know what's going on with your accounts there, Jeff, but there's somebody else that came in here called Detective Jeff H. So if that's not you, you might want to look into that, buddy. But again, every one of you, thank you. Life, love, and true crime. Great to see you. Thank you for supporting and standing by me through all of this crap. I really do appreciate it. Very much so. And I absolutely adore you all. Like I said, you guys are just amazing people, guys. You really are. Tamara Terry, thank you for joining us. Absolutely, Katie. Absolutely. Smile now, cry later. Welcome. Good to see you. I see some new faces in here, and I love it. I do. I love it. Love it. So, like I said, guys, tonight we've kind of been out there. All things sober. I see ya. What's going on? We need to catch up on some things. One of the big ones I want to catch up to, absolutely, Charlotte. But I'm still going to thank you guys. You know how I am. It means a lot to me. It really does. It means a lot to my wife, my son, and my family, my mother, my sister, everybody that supports me. It means a lot to all of them. They've all told me that they're so grateful for how this community supports us and lifts us up. My mom has said that. She said that to you guys. You know, it's beyond understanding in some senses. Mind of Monsters, thank you for joining us. Good to see you. You just have to let the BS roll off your shoulders. Let the people that are sad while they're in a minute. Thank you. That's a good point, Monsters. Thank you for that. Mike D, thank you so much for that, brother. You didn't need to do that, but I do very, very much appreciate that. Just because I can, it doesn't mean I should. But here you go, my friend. Keep it up. Hello from Alabama. Thank you, brother. You're amazing. I appreciate that. And roll tide roll. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh-oh. We got one more month. It's going to be a year in a month, Life, Love, and True Crime. That is so awesome. It's been great to have you in this family, and I appreciate you still being here. More than you know. I love you. Love you, love you. We love you much. Booney, what are you doing? You don't have to do that, darling. You know that. I appreciate that so very much. So very much. You guys are amazing. Very much so. Very, very much so. Come on in, guys. Get comfy. We got 126 people in here. I got 63 likes. If you would, guys, let's try to make it match. Oh, thank you, Peaches. I'm getting there. It's getting there. It'll be, I'm hoping it's nice and, you know, nice and thick and warm by Christmas. That's the point. Yeah, I know, Chief. That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, okay. Robert Bell. Again, thank you so much for that, Booney. And Mike D, you as well, my friend. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you guys just for being here. Okay. Okay, so like I said, guys, I don't want to leave you guys hanging too long. Um, yes, that was another thing I wanted to touch base with you guys on. I had spoke to you guys. Thank you, Joanne. Molly had brought that up to me this morning. She sent me a message on that. Oh, good Lord, Brandy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, darling. I appreciate you so very much. You don't have to do that, but I do appreciate it very, very much. Very much. God bless you. Thank you for that. Um, that's true too, Mama J. It's sad, but and thank you, Brandy. I know it. I know it. You always have. Always have. 2 years later. Brendan Chase, can I ask a favor, please? Yes, you can. Yeah, you can ask whatever you like, my friend. Brendan. I've always liked that name, Brendan. When I was a little guy, I wanted that to be my name, Brendan. Brendan Fraser. What is your question, my friend? Thank you for being here, by the way. Miss Boone, have a good night, darling. I appreciate you so very much. I hope you sleep well. Hope to see you soon. Um, Yes. What was I going to say? We got a couple different cases we're going to touch on tonight, just to catch up on Chelsea Grimm. This Christopher Tapp thing. If you guys don't remember, Christopher Tapp was the gentleman that. Oh, I'm sorry, Pamela. I didn't mean to make that happen. But Christopher Tapp was the gentleman that had spent those years behind bars and was not guilty of the crimes that they were accusing him of, and then he was released. I think we had, I don't remember if you guys remember that or not, but we had touched base on that because of the cases that we look at. That is the first thing I wanted to touch base on tonight. One second here. Lord. What was your favor, Brendan? You wanted to ask? Great, we got 141 people in here. That's amazing. You guys rock. Thank you. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in the door, guys. We got to get up in that algorithm so we can get this out there. Like I said, it's kind of a conglomerate. Sooner Girl, what's going on? Good to see you. Jaylet, you as well. I don't know if I said that to you already, but if I did, I'm sorry. You're getting a double trouble tonight. Okay. Thank you, Optum. If that was for me, at least. So we're going to start off with this. Just out of a respect thing. And it's a sad story. But then, a lot of these are, unfortunately. But this is why we talk about these things. Tomboy Charm, I see ya. Thank you for being here. And thank you again, Optum, for that. I appreciate that. Okay, well, hello again, Jaylit. So this gentleman, like I said, this was the gentleman from Idaho Falls, right where our beautiful little Molly lives. That's where we got the story from, was Molly Cat. Welcome, Annie Ruler. Hola to you. This gentleman spent, I'll just go ahead and read this to you guys. Christopher Tapp, the Idaho Falls man who was imprisoned for more than 20 years after being wrongfully convicted of unaliving, died on Sunday. The Innocence Project told the Idaho Statesman. Tapp, who was 47, suffered an accident in Las Vegas that resulted in a head injury, and he passed away peacefully at a hospital with his family by his side, East Idaho News reported. Tapp was wrongfully convicted for the SA of an unaliving of an 18-year-old Angie Dodge in Idaho Falls in 1998. He was released after serving 21 years in prison in 2017, following concerns that his confession had been coerced. Imagine that. In 2019, new evidence matched Dodge's neighbor, Brian Lee Drips, or Lee maybe, to the DNA found at the crime scene. In August, Tapp's wife, Stacy, oh my God. In August, Tapp's wife, Stacy Tapp, passed away in a car accident. Good Lord. After Tapp's release, Tapp became involved in the Idaho Innocence Project. Oh, good Lord. Thank you, Rock Chalk, so much for that, hon. You didn't have to do that. From us old ladies at 55 years of age, born in 1968, it's a Dago chat party. Thank you, darling. I very much appreciate that. So very much. Party of 5, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you, Cat K. Same to you. Welcome to all of you. Again, Rock Chalk, thank you so much, hon. I appreciate you. The Innocence Project, an organization who seeks to prevent and fight wrongful convictions. He led its policy group, that lobbies for changes in law, said Greg Hampakian. Hampakian. Weird name, Hampakian. Idaho Innocence Project director, Hampikian, called both the wrongful conviction and his early death the two tragedies of Tapp's life. Tapp's exoneration inspired legislation he helped craft, sponsored by Senator Doug Ricks, R. Rexburg, and Representative Barbara Ert. Ert? Ert. R. Idaho Falls, that compensated Idahoans who are wrongfully convicted of crimes. 62,000 for every year of wrongful incarceration, or 75,000 for every year wrongfully on death row. Governor Brad Little signed the Idaho Wrongful Conviction Act into law in March of 2021. The mission to help other people who were in his position really gave him meaning and purpose later in his life in terms of work, Hampikian said. Idaho Falls agreed to pay Tapp $11.7 million in a settlement last year after he sued the city. The Post-Register reported that the city also agreed to send an official apology letter to Tapp and host a full discussion with thought leaders on interrogation techniques as part of the settlement. Shortly after he's compensated, both Stacy and him are gone. Greg Hampikian, Idaho Innocence Project director, told the Statesman by phone, "It's so supremely tragic, and ironic. It's hard to wrap your head around. The lesson for me is we have to prevent these wrongful convictions." Excuse me. A 29-year-old man who pleaded guilty. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's two different stories. Sorry, guys. Um, anyway, yeah, that was it. I thought there was more to it. I think, yes. Yeah. Tomboy, I believe you are right. Molly brought this to our attention a while back when we were talking about that, and that's why we had talked about this. And now we're at this point. His wife and him both passed away from car accidents. That's just insane. Very sad. They had children, by the way. I think they had two children. I'm not sure, but very sad. Very sad, guys. So, if you would, again, keep this gentleman's children in your thoughts and your prayers. Um, this is just so sad and unfair. This man has had a very hard life, folks. He was wrongfully convicted of a crime, spent 20 years of his life in prison, gets out, finally becomes exonerated, is a free man, and this happens. And he lost his wife before that in August. So, how horrific. So very sad. So very sad. Let's see here. Catch up with the chat real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Sorry, guys. Very tragic. Very tragic. These things are horrific, guys. So, again, Christopher Tapp, rest in peace. God bless your children. And I hope something good can come from this, maybe because of the Innocence Program. Anybody that has been wrongfully convicted, maybe anything that Christopher was involved in can help to set that straight, guys. That's all I can say. That would be a good legacy to leave behind based on what this gentleman has had to go through with his life. I see what you're saying, Optum. I see what you're saying. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Jaylet. At least he was exonerated before, that would be, part of his legacy left behind. Wrong people get put in. Yes, it is. It is true, Robert. It's very true. It happens all over Ohio. It's been. I've read a lot about a lot of cases where it's happened. You're welcome to join anything you want, Miss Katie. Anything you want. Leslie Densley Watkins, good to see you. Yes, I'm sorry for those of you just jumping in. I was not able to be live this afternoon. They were working on the actual internet all day and all day yesterday. They had to replace something called a node that they said completely blew up or something. That was the theory or the story I got from it. So, you know how it goes with Optimum Internet Service, folks. Again, 134 awesome people in here, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. I very much appreciate you guys. I missed you guys. I very, very, very much missed you guys. So thank you for being here. All right, let me bring this over here. Go back to this. And Christopher was only 47 years old. Very sad. Very sad. Just wanted to give you guys the news broadcast on that as well, real quick here, so you guys get to hear something as well. Sorry, I was trying to get that to work for me. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, let me know if you can hear it okay.
Breaking news, Christopher Tapp.
Or maybe not.
More than 20 years
oh,
behind.
Hold on. We're having that problem again, I see. Yoy. 1 second, folks.
Bars for a wrongful conviction. I'm Dylan Carter.
All right, here we go. Try it again.
Joining us this Monday noon hour, we begin with breaking news. Christopher Tapp, a local man that spent more than 20 years behind bars for a wrongful conviction, is dead. The 47-year-old died from an accident that resulted in a head injury. Local News 8 talked with his family this morning. They say he passed away peacefully with family at his side. Tapp was in Las Vegas when he died. He was there as a sponsor for Odom Racing and Howe Motorsports, a race car organization. In a statement, the family says it breaks our hearts to announce that Chris Tapp has entered the gates of heaven. Tapp was wrongfully accused of killing Angie Dodge in 1996. Then in 2019, Tapp was fully exonerated of the crime. This after DNA led police to a different suspect, Brian Drip. He spoke with us after he was released about his freedom.
Had that bit of hope and a little bit of strength, you know, all these years that the truth would finally come out and I'd be able to be home and have a family and continue on with the life that I richly deserved.
Tapp was awarded $11.7 million last year as part of a settlement with law enforcement for his wrong conviction. And it was less than 3 months ago that his wife, Stacy, passed away in a car accident.
Again, rest in peace, Christopher. God bless. And God bless your family, my friend. So sad. I don't think there are any Annie. I don't know. We're going to talk about a little bit everything tonight. So let me see. Oh my God, that you have no idea. If I would be ecstatic, Robert, if they would put somebody else out here. They were telling us it the middle of summer because we all signed a petition out here to get Spectrum out here. They said that they're coming your way. I got an email that says that, but I haven't seen or heard nothing more from that. So we'll see. Yeah, that's who that is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Will Tardy. That's a fact there, buddy. Thank you for joining us tonight, William. Good to see you, brother. Good to have you here. Very good to have you here. All right, guys. There we go. We got 6 new members tonight. That's awesome. That is so very awesome. And I appreciate you all so very much. Those of you that gifted those memberships, thank you for that. You guys rock and roll. And those of you that received those, welcome to the sauce. It's great to have you guys here. We have fiber optic. Supposedly, that's what this is, Katie. But it just doesn't work that way. It's crazy. No, Annie, have not. Yes, thank you, Brandy, for that. So, all right, guys, let's move forward. And bring you up to date. Let's see here. I want to give you guys a little bit of a flash, well, a reintroduction. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? You guys remember we were talking about, excuse me, Chelsea Grimm had gone missing quite a while back now, guys. It's been a while now. You guys remember that case? We were looking at it. It was a little bit weird. Definitely a little bit weird. Thank you, Brandy. And it's still odd. There hasn't been any real new updates on that case. I've been following it the best I can. And I don't know I don't know, Randy. Laurel Dan, what's up? Good to see you. But yeah, in there, we saw some stuff with her. One second here. Just to give you guys a re-update on this. 1 second. Refresh. That's what the word I'm looking for. Just refresh your memory on this one. And I'll give you a little bit of new stuff with this for those of you that were interested in this one. I'm still following this.
Series on the lost and the forgotten people in this country.
So this was the interaction with her and a police officer that encountered her near a cemetery before she went missing, if you guys remember this.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Now missing herself. This body camera video is one of the last known sightings of Chelsea Grimm, a California woman who vanished.
I'm not very well. As every day goes by, it's harder and harder to stay positive and upbeat, and we try to keep focused on the end goal, which is to bring Chelsea home safely.
What started as a cross-country road trip quickly turned into a parent's worst nightmare when 32-year-old Chelsea Grimm went missing without a trace. Her parents now left with more questions than answers in their desperate search for their daughter.
It's a nightmare, and it's one that you never could have imagined yourself in and wouldn't wish on anybody. But having said that, we're hanging in there. We're holding on to hope, putting our faith in the law enforcement professionals.
Grimm was last seen on September 30th in Ash Fork, Arizona, about 50 minutes west of Flagstaff. Just days before, she'd set off on a cross-country road trip, leaving San Diego, headed to Connecticut for a family member's wedding. Grimm's mother, Janet Grimm, says just before she was set to fly out east, her daughter made a last-minute change of plans.
Chelsea was going to fly home for a wedding in Connecticut, well, New York. She was flying home to go to this wedding and see us. And the day she was supposed to get on the airplane, she emailed Steve and said that she was going to drive across country instead. And so that was on the 20th.
Now, the reason why, just to refresh your guys' memory, was the reason why she decided not to fly is because she has a bearded dragon. She couldn't take on the plane with her, so she just said, I'll drive. Plus, while driving, because she was a YouTuber as well, and she was doing a couple different things that she was running cases on, or I'm sorry, shows on about certain things. and that fell into her lap basically as she was crossing the country to get where she had to go. She was taking advantage of that possibility as well. Well, then she disappeared, and no, Robert, she still has not been found. um this is where it gets a little weird, and you know what, Mrs. Kelly, that's something we're going to talk about a little bit with this. I want your guys' input on it too. Thank you, Miss Brandy. I appreciate that, dear.
24th of September.
Chelsea's father, Stephen Grimm, says it wasn't surprising his daughter made this last-minute change.
I would say it's not at all out of character for her to change plans at the last minute. That was a characteristic of her. She had adopted this dragon lizard, bearded dragon. She had adopted a bearded dragon and said she didn't want to come without it, and she couldn't bring it on the plane. So that ostensibly was the reason that she gave us.
Alone, traveling only with her bearded dragon,
That's why I'm giving you guys a refresher, Chief, because a lot of people didn't know about this, but we did cover it, and I'm still covering it. But it's just been quiet. There hasn't been anything, so that's why I'm kind of showing you guys this before we do any more updates.
Grimm set off toward the East Coast. But several days into her trip, she told her parents she wouldn't make it in time for the wedding. That conversation and update was the last time her parents heard from her.
The last contact, we were texting back and forth with her, and she said, I've driven for 3 days. I'm in Arizona. I'm not going to make it to the East Coast for the wedding. I think I'm going to just skip the wedding and stop here for a day or two and do some camping. She had her tent and her sleeping bag with her in the car when she left. And then radio silence. And she had told us she was going to probably be out of phone range for a couple of days. So a couple of days, it wasn't, we weren't alarmed.
And according to them, before she left, she had stated, if you guys may not hear from me for a few days, don't get upset, things like that. And her father said, she's experienced, she knows what she's doing, she knows how to handle that kind of stuff. So they didn't really worry until it got to be more than what they thought. You know what I mean? So
then when 2 or 3 more days went by, and we usually texted or talked to her daily. So when a couple of days went by and we hadn't heard from her, we got really worried. So we called it in as a missing persons report on the 4th of October.
Investigators confirmed one of her last encounters was with law enforcement on the 28th. Body camera video shows an officer approach Chelsea's vehicle outside of a cemetery.
now I want you guys to pay attention to this again, as we did before. So with that, when he approaches the vehicle, with this, I should say, when he approaches the vehicle, she's crying, or had been crying. They talk about it a little bit. And it's something that I'm a little leery about with this situation. Thank you for that, Vix. I love that. That Bullocks, it was one of my favorite albums, was the Sex Pistols. It was Never Mind the Bullocks. It's the Sex Pistols. It was one of my favorite albums ever. So I love that term. I can look at it, Annie. Yeah, we can look at that. No problem. Thank you again, Brandy, for that. I don't know what that's for, but thank you again. Again, guys, anybody that has donated to this or chooses to, it's definitely not something I expect, but I really do appreciate it, guys. It helps to fund the channel, to keep it going. But I don't expect it from anyone. I promise you that. Thank you very, very much for anybody that chooses to, though. That's amazing. Okay, let's see here. Let me finish. But again, guys, pay it. Hey, Walt, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Pay attention to this, like how she reacts to the officer. I went back and watched this a few times because It was a little. The first time I saw it, I just didn't really think anything of it because we didn't know, but there's more to it now. And I think there's more to this too. So that's why I'm saying to kind of pay attention to the interaction.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. Are you doing all right?
Yeah, I just was doing a photo shoot of the lost soldiers and got a little emotional, so I was crying before I got back on the road.
Chelsea can be heard telling the officer she's a bit emotional after working on a photo shoot.
Now, if you look at the timestamp on the body cam, it was September 28th. Okay. And the time was 20:44. All right. So this is like one of the absolute last interactions with anyone that was ever recorded that ever happened. Okay.
About fallen soldiers.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure someone called it in. So
I'm sorry.
No, you're quite all right. I mean,
I was just doing a photo shoot, yeah. Packed up, I'm gonna leave soon.
Okay.
But I just didn't want to drive like that. Sad.
I got you. You've been smoking a little bit of marijuana?
Earlier today, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Do you have your license on you by any chance? Yeah. Gets me all emotional too.
Yeah, it's just, I'm trying to do a series on the lost and the forgotten people in this country.
She later discusses where to stay while she's on the road before parting ways with the officer.
I know you told me that you smoked marijuana and you're kind of, well, obviously I would be in an emotional state as well. I don't know if you want somebody else to drive you or if you just want to hang out here for a little bit longer, you're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah, if it's okay with you if I hang out here for another like 15 or 20 and then head on the road, that would be my plan, I think.
Yeah, I don't see any signs of impairment or anything like that, so.
Yeah, no, with my eyesight and then crying, it's not the best combination at night.
I totally
was like,
understand.
I'm just gonna like cry on the road, or I'm just gonna sit here and cry. So I
got
have my dragon, and I'm just.
Oh, that's freaking cool! I didn't even notice that.
Thanks, Rosie.
Wow, Rosie,
I think she's asleep.
Wow, right on.
She got bored.
Yeah. Do you have like a hotel around here or anything?
I don't. I was actually thinking of just camping for the night, but I wasn't really sure exactly yet.
Gotcha.
Well, I didn't plan to be here till sunset.
Okay. You can't camp in the city limits. It's kind of like a city statute we have.
Okay, good.
But you can always go. I don't know if you can see like the yellow lights over there, the Loves. It's a trucker stop in the gas station area. You can just sleep there. Nobody will bother you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Might get some good shots at sunrise too there.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sunrise here too. If you ever want to take photo shoots of like the statues in the morning, dude, it's really cool because the sun like rises right behind them.
Amazing. Okay, I'll probably stay at the truck stop then, save some money, and then come over for the sunrise.
You got it.
Cool.
All right. Well, you have a great time.
Well, she was very into photography. So, and she had done some articles and some photography in San Diego as part of the way she was supporting herself. And so to hear that she was doing a story on lost veterans is not unusual. I don't know the circumstances under which she was taking pictures in a graveyard at night. So I really don't make anything of it because it would be their speculation.
The last known sighting of Grimm was 2 days later on September 30th in Ash Fork, Arizona, about 20 miles away from Williams. A woodcutter there saw her camping in her car and asked if she was okay. Grimm said she was doing fine, but she hasn't been heard from since. Her parents say it was normal for their daughter to camp alone.
She has had a lot of training in camping, and it's something that she has done in the past. She hasn't done it recently since she's moved to San Diego, but well, actually she had done it in August. She had gone camping in August, but up until then, I mean, I wouldn't really characterize her as an outdoor girl, a wilderness kind of person, but she certainly had the skills to do that.
Prior to her disappearance, Grimm's parents say she went through a breakup and that her mental state was off.
I would say yes, but I also think it's fair to say she didn't seem completely even. She seemed pretty uneven that last day or two.
What do you mean by uneven? Could you give me more about that?
Welcome, Sherlock. Kendra.
Just that she was, she had a lot on her mind that she was expressing through texts that she
Good to
was
see you, Evie.
taking into her phone as she was
Hey, Poopa. Good to see you, hun. We missed you.
traveling. And, you know, she was upset with a boy she was dating, who was scared of him. We feel like she was kind of away from him. And I think.
Hold on, guys. Are you having problems hearing this? Oh, I wish somebody would have said to me. I'm sorry about that. Hold on a minute. What is going on with this? Hold on. Sorry about that.
In the gas station area, you can just sleep.
And I hope that's better.
Nobody will bother you.
Awesome. Yeah, love that.
Yeah,
Might get some good
that.
things, Rosie, and then head on the road.
Is where to stay while she's on the.
Just making sure someone called it in. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, for those of you that missed the sound, is this better or no? Good Lord, guys. I'm sorry. Jesus. Okay, let's try it again. We'll pick it up right here from the interview with the police officer. I'm so sorry, folks.
No, you're quite all right. I mean,
I was just doing a photo shoot. Yeah. Packed
About
up.
now. Is that better?
Okay.
But I just didn't want to drive like that. Sad.
I got you. You've been smoking a little bit of marijuana?
Earlier today.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Cool. Do you have your license on you by any chance?
Welcome, Judith.
It gets me all emotional too.
Yeah, it's
so sorry.
just, I'm trying to do a series on the lost and the forgotten people in this country.
She later discusses where to stay while she's on the road before parting ways with the officer.
I know you told me that you smoked marijuana and you're kind of, obviously I would be in an emotional state as well. I don't know if you want somebody else to drive you or if you just want to hang out here for a little bit longer, you're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah, if it's okay with you if I hang out here for another 15 or 20 and then head on the road, that would be my plan, I think.
Yeah, I don't see any signs of impairment or anything like that, so.
Yeah, no, with my eyesight and then crying, it's not the best combination at night.
I totally
I was like,
understand.
I'm just gonna cry on the road, or I'm just gonna sit here and cry. So I
got
have my dragon, and I'm just.
Oh, that's freaking cool! I didn't even notice that.
Thanks, Rosie.
Wow, Rosie,
I think she's asleep.
Wow, right on.
She got bored.
Yeah. Do you have a hotel around here or anything?
I don't. I was actually thinking of just camping for the night, but I wasn't really sure exactly yet.
Gotcha.
Well, I didn't plan to be here till sunset.
Okay. You can't camp in the city limits. It's kind of like a city statute we have.
Okay, good.
But you can always go. I don't know if you can see the yellow lights over there, the Loves. It's a trucker stop in the gas station area. You can just sleep there. Nobody will bother you.
Awesome. Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Might get some good shots at sunrise too there.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sunrise here too. If you ever want to take photo shoots of the statues in the morning, dude, it's really cool because the sun's rises right behind them.
Amazing. Okay, I'll probably stay at the truck stop then, save some money, and then come over for the sunrise.
You got it.
Cool.
All right. Well you have a great time.
Well, she was very into photography. And she had done some articles and some photography in San Diego as part of the way she was supporting herself. And so to hear that she was doing a story on lost veterans is not unusual. I don't know the circumstances under which she was taking pictures in a graveyard at night. So I really don't make anything of it because it would be their speculation.
The last known sighting of Grimm was 2 days later on September 30th in Ash Fork, Arizona, about 20 miles away from Williams. A woodcutter there saw her camping in her car and asked if she was okay. Grimm said she was doing fine, but she hasn't been heard from since. Her parents say it was normal for their daughter to camp alone.
She has had a lot of training in camping, and it's something that she has done in the past. She hasn't done it recently since she's moved to San Diego, but
sorry, Chief.
Well, actually, she had done it in August. She had gone camping in August, but up until then, I mean, I wouldn't really characterize her as an outdoor girl, a wilderness kind of person, but she certainly had the skills to do that.
Prior to her disappearance, Grimm's parents say she went through a breakup and that her mental state was off.
I would say yes, but I also think it's fair to say she didn't seem completely even. She seemed pretty uneven that last day or two.
What do you mean by uneven? Could you give me more about that?
Just that she was, she had a lot on her mind that she was expressing through texts that.
Now, see, the first time we covered this, okay, I mean, we watched it, we talked about it, we looked at this. Now, I went back and I've watched this. Hey, Ashley, good to see you again, hun. Right. The last time we covered this, I watched this interview and it just kind of was like an interview. There was nothing that caught my attention. Watching this again, it seems like there were certain things that her mom and dad were not really clearly putting out for a reason. Sorry, folks. But there just seemed to be some things like her parents were, in my opinion, in this interview, they were kind of like, how can I put this? I'm trying to explain what I'm trying to say. Oh, good gracious, Miss Sherry's in the house. What's up, Miss Sherry? Thank you for joining us. Wisdom Speaks. What was I going to say? They didn't seem to be forthcoming. They were kind of putting in different words. There's a word for what I'm trying to say. They were kind of covering things in a sense for her, it seemed like, and the way that they spoke with her and the things that they know. So I wondered when I went back and watched this a couple of times, if you listen to the way that they're putting things out, it's not the whole of it is what I'm trying to say. I think maybe. Sorry about that.
She was speaking into her phone as she was traveling, and she was upset with a boy she was dating. She was scared of him. We feel like she was kind of away from him, and I think overall, that was affecting a lot of her mindset. They had broken up, and he had posted things on social media, etc. So they're very well aware of him. But as to Chelsea's state of mind, I think it was affected by him and their breakup or the way they departed.
But Stephen Grimm says he doesn't believe his daughter would hurt herself.
It's not inconceivable, but we really don't think that was her state of mind when you look at what she was saying to us and that sort of thing. It's not impossible. It's not, it has not been ruled out.
Hey, but, Aaron, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
They've done a very, very thorough search of a 3-mile radius around where the car was found. And so one would think that if she had come to the worst, we would have found some evidence of that by now. There have been hunters, loggers, there have been the search parties, etc. So, our hunch, our gut is that, maybe she got a ride out of there. That's what we're kind of hoping.
One day after Grimm was reported missing on October 5th, hunters in the Kaibab National Forest came across her vehicle, a 2019 Ford Escape with 2 flat tires. It had been parked on a service road in the forest. Inside the vehicle, investigators found Grimm's camera with the most recent photos she'd taken. They've since released the pictures showing the outfit she was last seen in.
The car was locked. It was neat, so there were no visual signs of a struggle. And
yes,
it's possible that she just decided that she was going to proceed with her camping. Exactly. She couldn't do anything right then and there about the car.
On it. That's a good word for it.
And perhaps was just going to continue on the idea of camping. She has a AAA card on our family plan, so we had told her when she started driving across the country, if you encounter any car problems, use AAA, get towed, and tell us what the situation is. Keep us apprised of your whereabouts. So that if she didn't call AAA, it's because she either didn't have service or her phone wasn't working. And she hasn't, I mean, her phone has not been used since the 28th or 9th. So it's either lost, broken, not charged. I don't know. But normally you would be using something like that to call for help.
Investigators combed through the area where her vehicle was found.
This picture here supposedly was taken after the car broke down. Okay, we looked at this before when we looked at this, and there's some people questioned her face. It could just be a solemn look because she got flat tires. It could be something else. We don't know. You know, there were people saying, who else is there, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Without going into conspiracy, folks, because I don't do that. I try not to do that, I should say. There's only her shadow. We looked at this again. She doesn't look super happy, but she doesn't look like she's horribly upset. Okay, absolutely, Fupa. She's a very beautiful girl. So, and this is a scary thing for people that travel cross country. That's a good point, Optum. So there's more to this that we've talked about. I'm just trying to catch everybody up that maybe missed out on this or wasn't even here for this. So I just want to get everybody back into the same boat with us on it. That's all.
Both by land and air. During all searches, investigators came up empty.
They had mentioned on a call we had with them Friday that they had 500 man hours in the field looking for her. They've been very scientific, technology being used with mapping, etc. So I feel like we've got real professionals who are really trying.
We covered that in the beginning, Gothic Princess. There's something that I don't know the actual details. Somebody said that he had some kind of a diabetic episode or something. At that point, like I said, I was just wishing or asking everybody to send best wishes and prayers for him to heal. That's all I can tell you, all I know. But thank you again.
Doing the very best to find her, and we're grateful for that. And yet, there are not that many new clues. So, understandably, it goes to a slightly different level of immediacy for them. And it just seemed to us like it couldn't hurt to hire Kelly Townsend, who we hired. He specializes in missing persons.
Julie Dunn.
So maybe there's something he can do to supplement them. We're not experts in this field. We're totally unexperienced.
The Grimm family has since acquired a private investigator they hope will move the case forward.
Presumably, the sheriff's office has a lot of other things going on simultaneously. And I think after 2 weeks of extensive searching for Chelsea, they're sort of waiting for more public information, waiting for more clues, because they followed up everything that they really had to look into. And I think that they've done a thorough job doing that.
As the search for Grimm continues, her parents have a message for their daughter.
Just that we miss her tremendously, and we can't bear being parted like this, and we really want to have her come home.
We love you, Chelsea. We can't wait to see you again. Just let us know where you are, and we'll take it from there. We'll go from there.
Arizona officials say the investigation into Grimm's disappearance is still ongoing and ask anyone with more information to contact the Coconino County Sheriff's Office. Reporting for Law and Crime Network, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Okay, now that was the original that I talked about, okay? And we had talked about some issues that she was having with an ex-boyfriend that they had broken up. She was trying to get away, I guess, maybe running from him in some sense. That was part of the conversation we had talked about. And, you know, at some point, there were, I don't remember if it was Instagram or Facebook videos that were being put up by this ex-boyfriend and a friend of his, that where there was a fake GoFundMe put up, and there was also another gentleman that was involved they were saying they were looking for her. Okay, and they were van lifers traveling across across the United States almost as if they were following her, because they ended up in the same area that she was in within a 24-hour period. Okay, it was very weird. And then popped up on Facebook saying, "Here we are. We're looking for her. Thank you all for looking for her." It was weird to me. Okay, so come to find out that the ex-boyfriend was arrested. His name was Philip Brener. Okay, so I tried to find info on him, and I did look him up with a lot of you guys. We talked about it. And thank you, Annie. So I'm going to show you guys a clip on this. One second. Again, of course, JLR, he put up, he's always busy, guys. We know that. He actually put a video up. We're going to check that out here real quick in regards to Philip Brener being arrested. Here we go. Just to show you guys, we're going to review and go through pieces of this to explain the scenario for you guys. Now, this wasn't too long after. Okay, this is from 12 days ago. And again, most of you guys know who JLR is. The ex-boyfriend was arrested from what my understanding in Tennessee. So that's what I understand, Kat.
Lee Riches Investigates want to give everyone a new update in the Chelsea Grimm case. Chelsea Grimm, 32 years old. She vanished around the end of September 2023 on her way from San Diego to Connecticut to attend a wedding. She vanished somewhere in Arizona. Look at the guy next to me. His name is Philip John Brener, the ex-boyfriend of Chelsea. A lot of speculation out there about this guy right here. He was just arrested in Tennessee. Now, let me give you a little bit of backstory. I'm going to talk about this arrest because people are wondering out there, what did he get arrested for? But the back history of this guy, he was apparently an ex of Chelsea, and he put out a GoFundMe after Chelsea went missing, soliciting money. Check out what he said in his GoFundMe. So he was seeking money to go out there and search for Chelsea somewhere in Arizona. Well, the sister of Chelsea spoke out about that GoFundMe, spoke out about the ex. Check it out. So Philip Brener, a.k.a. Philip John Brener, the ex-boyfriend of Chelsea Grimm, set up this GoFundMe for her. And this GoFundMe says Chelsea Grimm search and rescue efforts. He was seeking $30,000, only raised $35. I am Philip, Chelsea Grimm's fiance, he identifies himself as. We have lived together for 8 months and known each other for years. I am extremely close, and she is my other half. She's been missing since 28th of September, and her car was found October 5th, left out of gas.
Now, I want you guys to know something. This is not true. He is not her fiance. They haven't been together. She's trying to get away from this guy who will not leave her alone. There's a problem with this, folks. Okay, and this is the ex-boyfriend. This is an older picture of him. He's a little bit older looking than this with longer hair now.
Yes, with flat tire on the side road by Ash Fork, Arizona, in the dispersed camping areas. She was only supposed to be gone for a week. She is the most amazing woman I've ever met, and she's the love of my life, and I'm so scared. I am here with people with ATVs and drones, and I came in our truck from Ocean Beach last night, and some friends looking for her, spreading flyers around and finding clues to her abrupt disappearance. I've spent several thousand getting people here and for gas and things like binoculars, and would like to push efforts to do the most, and donation is what is driving this. Please help find my baby girl. I miss her so much. I want to know what happened. She was supposed to be camping. Now she's gone. There are no clues or anything or anyone seeing her after her car was left, although there were a few people who saw her right before, including a police interaction at a cemetery she was photographing and a gas station clerk. She took some photos and said, I'm going into nature, and it's been 2 weeks. It is expensive to search, and I am putting 100% of what I have into finding her. Our goal is $30,000 because this may be ongoing, and we need to be prepared to spend this amount of money. It needs to escalate quickly. Me and my best friend Elias are here in Williams. We did an interview with Williams Grand Canyon News at 4 p.m. 10/13/2023. It's my birthday today. That's Find Her. Facebook share and Instagram post, please, for Chelsea. I'm very emotional right now. This is me right now. I am sorry if I say too much or not enough. Feel free to contact me with any information. Direct message me, Philip or Elias, or any social media platform. Here's the phone number. I will answer every request immediately. I'm doing the most for her, as she would for me or any of you. She is my angel. God bless and Godspeed. And a couple people donated. It's by Philip John Brener. He identifies as the fiance. I'm hearing ex-boyfriend. What's his role in this? And what do you know about this GoFundMe here? But let's further discuss some more. So he was seeking money to go out there and search for Chelsea somewhere in Arizona. Well, the sister of Chelsea spoke out about that GoFundMe, spoke out about the ex. Check it out. So the sister of Chelsea Grimm, her name is Sarah McCarthy Grimm, put a public Facebook post message out, and listen to this right here. She says, updated 10/17/2023 at 9 a.m. Pacific. My sister Chelsea is still missing. If you have any information, call these numbers there. Report number S2303352. And then she says, do not donate to any GoFundMe pages. They are fraudulent. The one we know of is by her abusive ex, Philip John Brener, a.k.a. PJ, who is claiming to be her fiance. So the sister of Chelsea saying, do not donate to the ex-boyfriend's GoFundMe, and says he's claiming to be a fiance. So the sister is referring Philip John Brener.
Okay, so he was arrested, guys. There it is. And I'm pretty sure I showed you guys. 1 second here. Give me 1 second, guys. Pull this up and show you. Yeah, I know I did show you guys this. Where is it? Where is it at? Where's it at? Hold on. From what I understand, Todd AR had some sort of a diabetic emergency. They put him in the hospital. That's all I know, buddy. Sorry, I can't give you more. That's what I believe too, Mama J. Well, the thing, I don't know nothing half-assed. That's possible, but from what I understand, it was never a thing, so I'm not positive. Okay, hold on a minute here. Let me see if this is it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, now. This is the gentleman that has been arrested, Philip John Brener. Okay. This was the ex-boyfriend. This is what he's been traveling in. Okay. This was his GoFundMe thing that he had put up. I want you guys to see and hear this, okay?
Hello, everybody. This is my RV ride. trying to survive, you know. Every day is a new opportunity. And I got my F-350 Super Duty here as well. And, you know, I'm looking for any kind of help I can get for gas or, you know, anything at all. Really, most of it goes probably to food and just being able to get everything done that I need to get done. My name's Philip Brener, by the way, and I'm in San Diego, California. It's a sunny day today, and just van life in it, you know. It's pretty cool. I'm working on the engine right now. It's backfiring, so I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.
Okay, now there's that. There's something about this guy that just makes me uncomfortable, you guys. I'll be honest with you. Okay, now. All right, back to, sorry guys, I didn't mean to drop that down like that. There's another one I wanted you guys to see as well. I may have taken that down. But this is all him. Now there's another gentleman that goes by the name Abia Baril. I can't even pronounce his name, honestly. But if you look at this, guys, this is he's calling her his fiance. Okay? This is his Facebook. Do you see any pictures of her in here? If this was my fiance, she'd be all over my Facebook. She's not in here, guys. Sorry to say, but I just don't see her. Thank you for that, Brandy, very much so. It is, Ashley. It's very creepy, very weird, okay? Now, if we go in here to his friends, okay? Okay, there's Chelsea. All right. And again, this was her fiance, supposedly, right? Now, this I know is a boyfriend or ex-boyfriend of hers, but I don't see at the top of her Facebook photos with all her newer photos, I don't see Philip Brener all hugged up to her and in photos with her that you would think that a fiance would be in. Am I wrong? I'm just saying. Okay? She's got a lot of pictures. Very beautiful lady. Do you see Philip Brener in here, guys? I mean, we're way down at the bottom here. Okay? I don't see Philip Brener, folks. I'm sorry to say. And these pictures here take her back. We're back in her younger years here. So, something's not right with that. First off, okay? The man's been arrested. We don't know why yet, and I can't find why. I looked, okay? But this is Chelsea. Okay? Now let's back up again. All right, so let me see if I can find this. I can't even find this guy in here now, but I have it's in an email I got with him. But again, this is the gentleman. Let's see if there's another one of him with this other guy up now. They may have taken this one down. There was a picture with him and another gentleman, and the other gentleman was talking on it, and I gotta find it again to show you guys, okay? It's very possible, Rock Chalk. I'm not sure, but it bothers me. Right, and where are their engagement photos? Thank you, Ashley. It's not right. Eve Lucky, good to see you, dear. So I'm just saying, guys, there's that, okay? Now, Wait a minute. Is this the same? No, it's not. Okay. Now here, let me drop something else on you guys here with this too. Hang on a minute. This is something that just popped up recently because it's hard to find anything updating this. There isn't anything, guys. There hasn't been anything in a while. All right, hold on a minute here. Okay. So, right. I don't know if you guys remember SF Investigates from the Kylie Rodney case, private investigator. Kelly Townsend is the private investigator that's working Chelsea's case along with her parents, so on and so forth, right? They hired the private investigator. Like I said, his name is Kelly Townsend. And SF Investigates is a private investigator as well. And he did cover a lot on the Kylie Rodney case and the Summer Wells case. And I think he may have looked into the Idaho case a little bit. Okay. Not much though. Steve is his name. And he stayed pretty busy with a lot of these cases as a private investigator. But I understand nothing. But from what I understand, there was no engagement, folks. Her sister was hardcore about that. So anyway, SF Investigates, like I said. He is now working with Kelly Townsend on this case, okay? I'm trying to find it here. 1 second here. All right. So he posts on Twitter about the things he's doing and has been posting on this. I'm close to Cleveland, buddy. Yeah. About a half hour away from it, south. Okay. So we have, this is the Chelsea Grimm missing page, uncensored. Okay. I probably should do that. I did that. I thought there's another group that I joined. But anyway. Okay. So do you think that Ellie and SF Investigates have information leading them to believe that she is voluntarily missing? To me, that seems to be why there hasn't been much interaction from her parents, nor continued search of the area. It's almost as if they're hiding something back. And like I said, with her parents, it was a weird interaction, in my opinion. That's a good point there, Mama J. That's the kind of point I was making. They never went to Arizona. Okay? Now, it's been sent to me via email a couple times that it's believed that she was doing this purposely. Okay? I'm not saying that's true, folks. I don't know. I'm just giving you things that were told to me that she wanted to disappear for whatever reason. I don't know how true that is. That she was, one, running from this Philip Brener, and two, I had a couple different variations of a story about that. She just wanted to be away from everyone and everything, her family included. Okay? And it is very possible, you guys. I've seen it happen. Okay? I have seen it happen. I don't know if it's true or not, though. Okay? Now, I guess she was spotted in a hotel. Not, I want to say, like early October. At least it was claimed that she was. Okay? And I can't verify that, so that's why I don't really put too much of that out. So, again, now here we are going back to this. It says, yes, this has been speculated many times. The reality is, though, that someone can want to disappear for a while, and sometimes things go wrong, and they are in danger. Just because someone went voluntarily missing doesn't mean that they are actually safe or even alive. If it was my relative, I would be searching in Arizona. That's fact. Suzanne Davies is saying LTL podcast on the YouTube is having a Chelsea update tomorrow, November 7th. It would be a good place to mention your Facebook page for exposure. And also, I blocked the other page. It's so sad. The goal is to share information to try to find Chelsea. And that's what we're trying to do, guys. October 5th, Coconino County Sheriff's Office, office deputies out of the Williams District responded to a call. Now, this was just yesterday. Or, I'm sorry, Jesus. A month ago. October 5th. Okay? The last time she was seen was September 29th. So that was like 6 or 7 days after she was last seen. Okay, so they responded to a call from the hunters of a suspicious vehicle with the 2 flat tires. That's when it was October 5th, okay? The vehicle was verified to be hers. So that is the very last bit of info that I had received, was that she was out missing. Certain things were missing from the vehicle, so on and so forth. November 1st at 9:20 a.m. This is from her sister, Sarah McCarthy Grimm. Search for my sister, Chelsea Bell McGrimm. Sorry. Continues. Details below. If you have any information, call. There's the number, folks. Okay? And that goes for anybody. In fact, I'll put it up here for you guys here real quick. I had it in here once. Excuse me. There it is on the ticker. Okay? That is a number to call if anybody has any information, anything at all, relating to Chelsea's disappearance. Please call that number. It's on the bottom of the screen here in green on the ticker floating. I believe so, Ashley. I do believe so. And that's my thought too, Carolyn. Carolyn says if she's traveling, she has car insurance for repairs, so abandoning vehicle, she's not without resources. Well, here's the thought. I was under the assumption, and I was told that there was AAA. Okay? Why didn't she use that? That was something we talked about the last time we talked about this, and it made me a little bit uncomfortable. Okay? That's what made me think that there was something not good going on. So, and it says here, call this number and mention report number. That's the report number right there, folks. And then she says to DM her on Facebook, because she's there. And again, her name is Sarah McCarthy Grimm. Okay. Now it says, for the record, both the PI and I are blocked from the Facebook group. That doesn't make sense to me either. That's weird. And now here we go. It says, this case has so many contradictions that it's difficult to square what the authorities and family have stated. With information gleaned by the private investigators, hopefully we can get Kelly Townsend, SF Investigates, on here to clear some of it up. I'm partially interested in what was actually left in the vehicle, phone, purse, also what the note SF found indicated. Okay? Now, SF Investigates posted to this as well. Okay? This is his statement, guys. And I believe this was most recently. I think it was a day ago. Steve says, I'm going to make this my last post about the Chelsea Grimm case. Okay? There is not much more I can disclose publicly. I firmly believe that full transparency is needed to solve missing persons cases. 1 second, folks. So I'm sorry, guys. Again, I'm sorry. Back to what I was saying. I firmly believe full transparency is needed to solve missing persons cases, but this is not my decision to make. I was contracted for 4 days of search efforts. I did 9 days, the other days pro bono. In those days, I'm proud of what I was able to accomplish. Motel surveillance, viewing Love's surveillance, another bit which Love's is the truck stop that the officer sent her that night too after the interaction. Yeah, you can email me, Todd, no problem. And then another business Chelsea visited at 4:10 p.m. on September 28th. In interviewing 3 employees, inspecting and searching her vehicle at the police impound yard, taking possession of all the evidence from the sheriff's department, including her computer, a phone, purse, wallet, journals, receipts, and her Canon camera. Now, understand, folks, obviously that is what was left. Okay? All of that was left, sorry guys, in her vehicle. Again, her computer, a phone, a purse, a wallet, journals, receipts, and her camera, which had over 400 pictures from the area she went missing in. Miles and miles of foot search and over 120 gigs of drone footage. And one of the last photos Chelsea took is a selfie time-stamped at 5:51 p.m. on September 30th, putting her inside the vehicle and almost dark at the exact spot where her car was recovered. Hundreds of text messages were also recovered. The single biggest piece of evidence, in my opinion, is a handwritten note from September 28th that is rather cryptic. Now, again, folks, all of this stuff was left behind. All of it. Now, that's the other thing, you guys. Mama J says, was her bearded dragon found anywhere? This ex-boyfriend, Brener, claims that dragon was his. Okay? He claimed that bearded dragon belonged to him. I don't know. Okay? Oh, okay. Thank you, Optum. Now, back to what this is. And this is, I'm glad that Steve got involved in this because he is good at what he does with this stuff. He did a lot in Kylie Rodney's case, and I've always kind of supported him. So now that all of that stuff, and that wasn't stated before, was obviously left behind. That's a lot, folks. If she went on a camping trip, her father said that there was a sleeping bag taken and a backpack, I guess it was, or something else. But you left all this behind? That's something's off with that. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, Leslie. So back to this now. 120 gigs of drone footage, one of the last photos, like I talked about. Hundreds of text messages were also recovered. And the single biggest, this is the one thing I'm really interested in. Single biggest, oh Lord, I need my glasses. Sorry, guys. Biggest piece of evidence, in my opinion, is a handwritten note from September 28th that is rather cryptic. But after interviewing an employee at a business and a few of Chelsea's friends, I was able to figure out the meaning and significance. It's not a self-unaliving note. This was all passed along to the lead investigators, and I hope that they will follow up on it. The investigators and family have decided to bring in a SEX trafficking organization from the East Coast to conduct further search efforts. Now, to bring that into this situation says something to me. No problem, Optum. That says something to me. They're bringing this in now. Here we go. Okay? This is a single girl out alone by herself. It would not be hard to snatch her, guys. Okay? That's very interesting to me. So, all right, back to where I was. From the East Coast to conduct further search efforts. For this reason, I will go silent. to make sure that I do not interfere with their efforts. I truly hope they locate Chelsea. I hope they respect the goodwill that has been built with ranch owners, locals, and law enforcement. I will conclude by saying I do not believe there is a crime in this case. I believe it's 30% chance after blowing out the 2 tires, she hiked out safely, possibly the next morning, and had someone pick her up or found a way to continue her journey to stay off the grid. I will mention there were 3 bills of sale for low-priced vehicles she purchased recently, and those should be investigated because there is a eyewitness sighting of her in a gray car, not an SUV, or 2, she was executing her plan to find a new life and stay off the grid. In a diminished mental state, and after blowing out the 2 tires, she hiked out shortly after she took the 5:51 p.m. photo and truly got lost in the dark by taking one of the many roads that fork off or of FR6 where she was traveling on. In this case, she could be far outside the current search zone. At night without a compass, lost person behavior statistics show that people tend to walk in an arc, even though they think they are walking straight. I would widen the search grid out and check a search band starting at about 8 miles from the car and as far as 15 miles out in an arcing information to the west and northwest of her car's location. As with every case, Chelsea weighs heavy on my heart. I hope by a miracle she is okay. In case she is not okay, I hope they ramp up private search efforts to find her before the snow falls. I appreciate that the investigators and family trusted me with such efforts for those 4 days, and I hope for nothing but success to the new organization coming in. I hope everyone can understand that I can't answer further questions or reply to comments on this case. I have attached one photo proving she was in her car at 5:51 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on September 30th. For those that will say maybe she didn't take this photo, there are others at the same time where she is visible, but out of respect of her privacy, I am not showing a photo that includes her in it. Godspeed, Chelsea. Okay. This here is again October 29th, folks. Is when Steve posted this here. And it says Chelsea Grimm inquired at an Arizona motel about using euros, aiming to stay off the grid. She's also mentions changing her name during this conversation. I've redacted the audio on her specific fears. These fears, along with untreated manic episodes, seem central to her. Okay? You can see her down here on this video. Okay? Let me get back to what I was saying here. Central to her disappearance. I now know she was in the car at 5:51 p.m. on September 30th. Now, we all thought that September 29th was the last time she was seen or heard from. This gives it a day later. Okay? Exactly, Ashley. Now, I now know she was in her car at 5:51 p.m. on September 30th, right where it was later found, with sunset at 6:14 p.m. One has to wonder, did she try to hike out after blowing out both passenger side tires, becoming lost in the dark, or is she truly off the grid, starting anew? And that was the emails that I received represented that that's what she's trying to do, folks. I don't know. Okay, I don't. But this is what that led to with that, okay? And as you see what Steve says back here about certain mental health issues possibly, okay? Manic episodes, things like that. Okay, so moving forward. As an investigator that works solely on missing persons cases, I am often at odds with others when it comes to the sharing of case information. I stand by the importance of information transparency, barring criminal suspicions, of course. Secrecy doesn't aid resolution. Secrecy delays investigations and continues to put the missing person in harm's way. While no crime appears to be at play here, Chelsea is vulnerable. Finding her is crucial for her well-being. Here's a second surveillance clip from 11 a.m. on September 28th, the day before the last sighting of her was, supposedly. Okay. Here, let me show you this, guys.
What's the problem? I was hoping not to use the fire. Unless you take euros, or anyone in town exchanges euros. I was trying to stay off the grid. I don't really want. What's the problem? I was hoping not to use the fire. Unless you take euros, or anyone in town exchanges euros. I was trying to stay
Thank you, Miss Ma'am.
I don't really want. What's the problem? I was hoping not to use the fire. Unless you take euros, or anyone in town exchanges euros. I was trying to stay off.
So there it is. That was October 28th. Good to see you, MK. And again, thank you, Miss Ma'am. I do appreciate that very much. That's fact, Todd. And cash works for staying off grid as well, William. A lot of people don't have it, though. Most people rely on their cards, okay? Hold on here. Chelsea's still missing. Chelsea left her home in San Diego on September 24th. Okay. She was headed for a wedding in Connecticut. She was traveling with her pet, bearded dragon. A few days into the trip, she called her parents to say that the drive was taking longer than she thought. So what I'm wondering here, guys, I'm wondering if she got on the road. David James, what is going on? So good to see you, my awesome friend. I miss you, brother. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, it's okay, one of many. Thank you for joining us. Got 164 beautiful people in here. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Pebbles, what is going on, sis? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. So again, I actually saw you earlier, Pebbles, when I was watching something about this case. Thank you for joining us tonight, hon. So again, she was reportedly spotted at a hotel in Seligman, Arizona, after the phone call with her parents. A witness said she seemed disoriented and was trying to use euros instead of U.S. currency. So again, if she's trying to go, you're okay, Lisa. No apologies ever needed. Rowena Moses, good to see you all. Thank you guys for jumping in. Okay. And I don't know if she's doing this on purpose, folks, and this is what her wishes are. I respect it, but you know, at least let somebody know you're okay. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Pebbles. I've been on this case for a while, but I haven't been able to find anything new on it, Pebbles. But thank you for that, and thank you for supporting that as well. Okay. And again, we saw all of those things that Steve had said were found and that were taken into custody by the county sheriff's department. Okay. Comments on this again stated there's a reservation near where she was. There are severely dark roads at night. It gets cold at night. I was just out that way last week, and people were talking about there being frost overnight. Prayers that she's found safe. I hope she's okay. I do hope she's okay. I really do. There was another show that I found when I was digging on this, and I gotta be honest, guys. It was stated on that show. There's the vehicle again. This is the area, folks. It's all flat land for the most part. There's mountains in the back here. Yeah, he is, Pebbles. I agree. . All right, let's see here. This is the bearded dragon, you guys. And again, like I said, I don't know what the deal is with this dragon. I don't know if she took it with her. But again, I told you that this ex-boyfriend of hers that had since been arrested claimed that it was his. So I don't know what the deal is with that. And I don't want to pretend to know. Okay. Oh, there she is, the Canadian cat lady. Good to see you, darling. Thank you for joining us tonight. Again, I just want to show you guys all these pictures and stuff like that. Now, I want to show you guys something from another channel, and I think you guys should go check it out. She seemed to have some pretty good information. In fact, I saw Pebbles over there earlier today, too, when I was looking up on this, too. Okay? Hold on a minute here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. 1 second. Let me get out of Twitter here. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. All right. One. Okay. So there's a channel out there called Down the Rabbit Hole News. Okay. I've been watching her on and off for a while. Right, Pebbles, right. And the stuff that she put up on this, I think the last video on this was from like 8 days ago. I'm going to show you guys little bits and pieces of this we're going to talk about that goes along with this that makes some interesting pieces of this case for me. No, I don't, Todd. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, I don't. You're right, Karen. That's a good point. Yes, Pebbles, I can agree with you very much so. So, guys, if you can, go down there, go over and check out Down the Rabbit Hole News. Okay, I'm going to show you here in a minute about this, and we're going to talk just a bit about it here. I like the way she covers and handles things. She's very down to earth and real. You can't go wrong with that. So let's skim through this here. And again, that's where this came from, guys. Go take a look at it, subscribe, check it out, and see what she's got to say. I don't think you guys will be disappointed. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. Investigator, I think Kelly Thompson.
Kelly Townsend.
Very Twitter page. You guys make sure.
All right.
I completely understand his conclusions, and it definitely gives context to what he has posted. And I'm very limited to what I can and can't share as it pertains to what I know. But I will do my best to share at least a little something for everybody. Okay. So if you don't know, SF Investigates has a very active Twitter page. You guys make sure you go follow him. Now it's funny because before I really get into this, I shout out to my beautiful, wonderful member who gave me the heads up about what people were posting on some Facebook groups. Okay. And I kind of already know who posted some of the let me tell you something. What I have come to learn here on YouTube, just being a content creator, being a subscriber, is people never have the balls to really just tell you the issue that they have with you in your face, right? Like they don't turn on the camera and they don't say, I don't like you for X, Y, and Z. Or they do, but the very subliminal, it's always very subliminal and whatnot. And so then I was sent a picture, and then I went into the actual Facebook group where a troll was just running mouth about SF Investigates. You can have your opinions about the man. I don't give a shit. He has been respectful and cordial with me. I appreciate his work, and I've been following him for I think about a year now, so I've seen some of his stuff. So shout out to him. It's very passive aggressive, but I think it's funny because there was a person on like Facebook true crime group that posted some bullshit about SF, and it was so ridiculous that then you had people under there trying to co-sign it.
Same here, Pebbles.
And it was a lie that they posted. They basically said that one of the investigators that's working along with SF, his name is investigator, I think Kelly Thompson. He
Oh yeah, they tried to claim that SF Investigates was not working with the family as well as with Kelly Townsend, and it's not true. He absolutely is. So, but I think that's what she's about to explain. Hold on.
Apparently talked to this troll, and this troll said that OSF you wasn't really working with the family, and then Kelly Thompson had to actually
Hey,
get
Bobby, and thank
under
you
that
for that
post
question, my
and
friend.
said, "When did I ever speak
Thank
to
you.
you, troll?" It's that kind of BS that really gets to me because it's like, how is that conducive to helping the family? Your ish, whether it's with SF or whatever other person, how is that conducive? How is that helpful to the family? This is the kind of BS that just starts up, and it truly gives true crime creators, anybody that talks about true crime, such a bad name. And I was like, do I really want to go on this tangent? Because I don't feel like I really need to. I feel like, especially my audience, you already know, you know how we get down over here. Um, it's just so crazy to me though, because this is real life that the investigator had to get on that troll and said, "When did I ever speak to you?" This is what these people do. They tend to send trolls to go try to defame or start some drama. And I'll show you what
All
I'm
right.
talking about right
See,
here.
this is what I
These are
mean.
just some of the screenshots.
She is
Hold
so
up.
real, folks. I love the way she
Why am
handles
I opening multiple windows? I shouldn't be. These are exactly, Julie. Exactly. Here it is. I wonder where this troll came from. This is what I was asking. It's low when these lowlifes come into Facebook justice groups to give misinformation when the professionals are working. Get the fuck out
anyway.
with this shit, basically. So this Gerling cars, something, tell on themselves and show which camp. Just saying.
Trying to get to the
Just saying.
point, guys. I don't
Shout
want
out to everybody. Thank you for being
to
here. And too many,
points that she was making.
I guess when you don't have a whole lot going on for yourself, this is, I don't like that last group, but you already know. I was like, let me get my Twitter fingers out and I have to say something because I wasn't going to let some troll and then they just post it on some Facebook page and then there's nothing to really show for it. Absolutely attention seeking kind of behavior. Absolutely. Absolutely. Exactly. Exactly, Stormy. Sit down and eat your food, troll. That's what you got to do. And like I said, I have an idea where this came from. And why would you lie on someone like that, right? No worries, Pebble. Thank you for following through, love. Thank you, thank you. Maybe it's someone who may have received a previous CND. Lord have mercy. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Real quick, guys, if one of the mods, if you wouldn't mind, if you could put a link in chat for Down the Rabbit Hole News' channel, I would really appreciate that. I really do want you guys to go check out all her stuff if you can. I really recently, I've been watching her and following her probably for about a week and a half now. So, guys, other than this case, she does have other good stuff too. She's very good, and like I said, I like people that are real. And I like people that just tell it how it is, and they come out, and she holds no bones about it, and she doesn't play with drama freaks. Okay, that's why I like her, guys, and she's real. Period. And I promise you, you guys won't be disappointed. Exactly what Pebbles just said. You will not. So please, if we can, if we can find her link, guys, and drop it in the chat for everybody, I would really appreciate you guys going and checking her out. Tracy, how are you? Good to see you tonight. That's right. Oh yeah, I've seen Jules in there too. But anyway, moving forward, guys, I I want to know that you guys are going to do that.
All right, let's get it. It is very sick, Pebbles, for sure. It sometimes it can be a popularity contest. That's what it seems like to me. Okay, let's get it together because I'm not going to be here for too long. I definitely need to get some rest if I'm going to go to the surgery tomorrow or not. Hopefully they don't cancel on me. We'll find out. Well, I'll let you guys know. Okay, SF provided a posting on the 27th. Okay, well that was yesterday, and he initially, and we'll look at it all. I did have a conversation with SF, and I completely understand, and it's going to give a little bit more context to some of this, I think. But I'm very limited to what I can and can't say out of respect for the family, the investigation, and SF. But he posted on the 28th, or 27th. I have left Williams and the search for Chelsea.
Hold on a minute. Optum, I think you're thinking of a different rabbit hole. This is not the one you're talking about. Okay? At all. This is two completely different people. Okay? That's who she's talking about, Pebbles. Is Truth is in the rabbit hole. She doesn't have a channel like this. This is Down the Rabbit Hole News, Optum. Completely two different people. Okay? This one never would do something like that, just so you know.
Grimm. Although I hope to locate Chelsea, today I did not find evidence. Today I did find evidence through eyewitness accounts and video surveillance that may give us a reason to be cautiously optimistic that Chelsea is alive. I have included a few seconds of a 4-minute surveillance video of Chelsea at a motel and describing her intentions to go off the grid and start a new life to the front desk person. She changed her mind when checking in because her credit card is trackable. She comes back a second time and has another discussion with the female. This does not prove that she is okay and that something did not go wrong in the forest, but it gives hope that she's trying to make a change in her life and doesn't realize a large scale attempt to find her is taking place. If that's the case, then this is not a deception or faking disappearance. This is someone that is suffering and trying to find a solution. I am not going to share the full clip or the full context of the audio. I have sent it to the family's
Well,
lead
this is the same
PI.
thing I showed you guys
Shout out
here
to
a little bit
Mr.
ago. There's a
Thompson.
little bit more
As far
coming
as I'm concerned,
here.
none of the time and effort spent searching for her would be wasted if this happened to be the case. This surveillance is from September 28th, around 11 a.m. Later that evening is when she is caught on body cam. Okay, so this is a bit of the footage.
Oh, okay, no problem. That's why I actually filmed this. It's a very good idea. Oh, okay, no problem. That's why I actually filmed this. It's a very good idea. Oh, okay, no problem. That's why I actually filmed this. It's a very good idea. Oh, okay, no problem.
So I see on her shoulder, Vic, that she has the bearded dragon on her shoulder. Y'all see that? Kind of like the brown thing that's falling. I see it clearly, but I don't know. I could be the only one. Let me know. Interesting. Not in a good state of mind, perhaps. Perhaps. As it goes, if someone is missing, we want to find them. Right. Absolutely, generally, Jenny. Yeah, do y'all see that? I see, and I mean, I don't know if you guys can take a screenshot and zoom in a little bit. I can't do it right now. You see him? Okay. Blow it up. I can see the dragon right on her shoulder. They don't look like they're in distress. She doesn't, at least. That doesn't mean that she's not in danger. I really don't know. But I'm kind of curious. Hold up. So, okay, hold up. I'm trying to see what you guys are saying. You're right, Rabbit. Make it bigger and you can see it. Good call, Rabbit. Yeah, you could see it. Let me see if I can do it for my phone real quick, okay?
Yeah, guys, it's there. See there's the head, and see how it separates from her hair. So it's definitely kind of sitting on her shoulder there.
Hold up. Let's go to X. And by the way,
Okay, Optum.
hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah.
I say that too.
I'm going to try to get it on my phone real quick.
Well, she made her own money too, Annie, doing other things. So she could have been. Who knows?
The dragon looks like it's just hanging out.
The one thing that caught my attention is when Steve said that he found receipts for a cheaper, lower end vehicle. You know. Yeah, right, Pebbles. Right. It was funny the first time I heard her do it because I know I do it. She is 28, I believe, 27 or 28, I think. I get these. Sometimes I confuse my cases. I believe that is her age. I'll double check for you guys.
Try to zoom in real quick. You don't see it, Jess? I see it. But I'm going to try. I could see where people are maybe having a hard time seeing it. It looks like she just has extra hair, but it's there for sure. It's on her shoulder. Y'all see that? And it's like, I'm going to see if I can use my mouse. It's right over here. Okay. Let me see if I can. I don't think I can zoom into this. It won't let me. But it's like right on her shoulder, and my mouse is right over it. Okay. I'm going to try to send this picture to myself real quick. Let me edit it and blow it up. Don't die on me, phone. Don't die on me, phone.
By the way, just
okay,
guys, as long as everything stays good with this internet, I'll be here around my normal time tomorrow in the afternoon. So I'll give you that.
My phone's going to die. See, I never charge my phone. That's the problem with me. Look at her hat next to her, too. She could be wearing. You said a hat. Definitely see it?
See?
He's facing her shoulder. Yeah, that's the dragon. That looks like the dragon to me.
And I could be wrong. I'm going to need to look this up to make sure I'm right when I tell you this. I think that this is one of those things that will blend with its environment as a kind of a protective thing for them. Like if they're sticking on a tree, they'll kind of, I may be wrong. Don't quote me on this yet until I look this up for sure. But I think when this is one of those lizards that will do that. The reptiles, certain reptiles have the ability to blend and their colors change to blend with their environment as a protective thing to keep them safe from other predators and things like that, which could be why it's hard to see, because if you look at her skin color, that's what this thing kind of has, that color going too. Now, if I'm wrong, I will clearly tell you I was wrong, folks. That's not true. So
it's grainy with the phone screenshot. It is.
But there it is, guys, if you can see it.
You didn't see the hat? Yeah, the hat is on the counter. But I just could see the lizard, or not the lizard, the bearded dragon phone screenshot. It is.
Okay, I thought so.
You didn't see the hat? Yeah, the hat is on the counter.
So that is why it's kind of hard to see the bearded dragon, because I believe when it's sitting on something or stuck to something, it will kind of transverse to that color to blend in to protect itself from other predators. So that's why it's hard to see.
Dog Dizzle, shout out to you. She's the one that pointed that out. Hold up. Let's go back a little bit, okay? Is that her hat or somebody else's hat? I can't really see a whole lot other than she's wearing sunglasses. She looks like she has a sundress, okay? You don't see it, Stacy? It's kind of like it's on the shoulder. Look at her shoulder. Her shoulder is bare, right? But you could see a little bit of light brown. And then there's a hat there. I'm assuming that that's her hat. She's got her shades on, right? She's interacting well. Okay. Yes. Its legs clearly show that it's coming slightly off her upper shoulder. Yeah, it almost blends with the chair. She has like a burgundy bag on the side of her. Y'all see that? Y'all see that burgundy bag? She doesn't appear to be in distress. It's right there. Let me know if you guys see it. If you, and then he puts, I will provide a little more context since many people are messaging that they can't understand what she is saying in the video. I understand that it's easier for me since I have the full 4 minutes. Chelsea wants to rent a room. She initially puts down her credit card, and then says, actually, that's why I don't think this is a great idea. She says she doesn't want to be tracked by the card or by using her name. She then asks if she can use euros. Let me stop right there. Remember when somebody had said that she was asking to pay in euros? Which means then she didn't have cash, she only had card. Right?
You're okay, Optum.
Huh. You can tell that you could tell in her movements too. She's not really moving that shoulder too much. Pay in cash and use a false name. Y'all remember that article? We read it. No, it sounds like so. SF is giving more context to that. When we interviewed SF, we asked him about that, and I think back then, which was I think it was like a Monday or a Sunday of last week, he said that it was Sunday of last week. It sure was. He said that he said they weren't going to give a whole lot of attention to that quite yet because they're still searching for her. Right. This is that narrative that the witnesses were saying. When she said she was going to pay in euros, okay? She then asked if she can use euros. She actually has euros on her. There is a conversation about why she doesn't want to be tracked. And those details I can't disclose right now. She comes back about 2 hours later and has a conversation with the woman, and even more is disclosed. Later that same afternoon, she appeared at another business. I also met with them today. This situation is very delicate. It's a balance between privacy and outreach to find Chelsea. Part of the reason I'm disclosing some of these details is to let Chelsea know if she is reading this, we will help you get to a safe space. I don't break promises. Trust me on this.
Now, remember, as I read something that Steve had stated, that they brought in a group that specializes in sex trafficking. Remember that, guys, as we're listening to this, okay? It happens, folks. It's a real thing. It really is. Just remember that.
Excuse me. Somebody asked in the chat, I hope she's safe while hiding. Are you sure she's not being extremely paranoid and in need of intensive mental health care? A person in crisis is so vulnerable and can cause more harm than the imagined threat they are fleeing from. SF response, I'm not saying anything. I do not have any information that Chelsea is somewhere off the grid. I only suggest that there can be some cautious optimism that this may be the case. It's only a possibility. All right. And Becky says, understood. I apologize if you shared this already and I missed it. But was this the footage found / given to you after the days of the search, or did it come after you started searching? And if you can't disclose totally yet, I get it. Thank you for your work. SF responds, I found it yesterday after going business to business, asking to check their archive surveillance, and they have a 30-day / plus retention day policy, which I think it's great. I mean, I think it's great that they're willing to, like, it's interesting because a lot of businesses don't really share footages. They don't really share footage unless there's like a subpoena, you know? I'm just saying. Let me see what you guys are saying. It is interesting. Oh, Oh my gosh. Did I just get trolled?
That's coming, I think.
It must be the same one that's been trolling everybody. Okay. I was curious that she was a infamous truth teller says, Rabbit, I was curious that she was at a DV shelter. DV shelter won't disclose information regardless of who calls for their safety. You know? Um, yes. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I really do hope that she's okay. Honestly, like I honestly do hope that she's okay. But let me share with you guys some stuff, okay? So,
Yes, Pebbles. And the way I understand this from what I know about things, because of what I cover and have covered, organized in a certain way that these things that she's going to tell you about here in a minute. And it, to me, it sounds like a message. Good night, Deborah. Thank you for joining us tonight. That's what I'm saying, Pebbles. Is to me, it kind of sounds like a form of a message. Okay? I'm not saying it's fact, folks. It's just an opinion I have.
so I saw some pictures. Okay. I was shown some pictures that have not been released to the public.
Here we go.
And
Just listen closely to this.
in the pictures, there were some items. Okay. Items that thank you, Vic. I know where this troll is from, actually, by the way, just so you know. I know where they're from. Okay. You're gonna have to get a new account to come back here. Thank you, guys. You already knew. You already knew. You already knew. I told you. I already knew where the troll was coming from. Okay. I truly hope she's okay. So I was shown some pictures
The name is Chelsea Grimm, Cryptic.
of some items. Okay. And she was staging items that she had with her. Okay. In a very ritualistic way.
Okay, and that's what I want you guys to listen to and pay attention to. She was staging items that she had with her in a very ritualistic way. I think personally that is a message to whoever finds those items to read through between the lines and figure out what that message is. Okay?
Okay. And I completely understand when I saw these pictures, I completely understood why SF said what he said. All right. No, not that. Not that at all. Just items that she had. They were set up in a very ritualistic way. So like there was detail to the things that were being set up that it would make it kind of made me wonder, like it did give me, at least when I saw the inclination that, she needed she how do I say this? Hold up. And let me go back to his wording. This idea right here where he says where Chelsea wants to rent a room, initially put down her credit card, and then says, actually, that's why I don't think this is a great idea. She says she doesn't want to be tracked. I feel like there is some truth to that. Okay. She's leaving, she set things up in a ritualistic way. I will say that much. So much so that it's like it kind of leaves. First of all, she was taking photographs at a cemetery, right? So I think that, and it was in the evening time, right? And it was a bit suspicious that she was doing that. You kind of have to understand, um, whether she was taking pictures or whatever she was doing, uh, what was the intent behind that? And when I saw what I saw, she definitely gave me the impression that she's that person that connects with time and moments in time, right? So like if you do things in a certain way, she wants to leave that behind, if that makes sense. It I would say so, but I don't know if that's necessarily if she's contemplating that. I truly think that she is maybe seeking something like not wanting to be tracked, right? And I'm using SF's words. So making things kind of leaving thing as such so that people can understand your thought process when you left,
Yes.
but
Yes.
almost saying like, all right, changing completely different. Somewhat of a detachment, but also there's meaning to that. Yes, Vic says kind of like that, but not in an attempt way, okay? Not in like a suicide way. It's almost like even if you think of
That was part of what I thought. It's trying to start anew. Okay, trying to reinvent herself in some way, possibly. Okay.
about when the body cam footage when she was stopped, and she seems to be she takes those things very much personal. She was crying, because she seemed to have really connected with those that have lost their life at the cemetery and the fallen soldiers and stuff like that. I think it says a lot about who she is as a person, and also wanting to leave something ritualistic, okay? Not and don't think of it as an any type of an occult way. That's not what I mean. But the details to things that she was leaving behind was very interesting. Um, almost like a sign, right? Like she's leaving behind. Oh, I love that you said that. Like traces,
Message.
pieces. Very interesting way to put it. That's as much as I can say. And I will say that, I truly hope that if she is, like SF says, she's running away from something, whatever the situation may be, that she knows that help is out there and that she could reach out to people. Rabbit reflecting and connecting is something like that, similar. As in starting a totally new life, but wanting people to know that she's not similar. I would say that, right? Symbolic, ritualistic. So it might be weird to all of us, but it's a level of normalcy for her, kind of like a footprint to the world. But that doesn't necessarily mean that she's seeking to commit any type of an act upon herself. I think that that's something that we have to be very clear. You know,
Remember the conversation that she had, guys, with the police officer when she was stopped, when she had been crying. And she was talking about, she was taking pictures of the missing soldiers' cemetery plots. The missing soldiers. Remember that, okay? Chelsea Grimm, to me, is a very in touch with her inner person type lady, type woman. That's my opinion. Um, yeah, very much an empath. I agree with you on that, Wildfire. There's something very if you watch any of her stuff, I went back and watched some of her videos from YouTube, or not YouTube, but Facebook and stuff like that, just to kind of get a grip on who she is as a person and the way she reacts and responds to people and things like that. Okay. A lot of what Rabbit here is saying, she's very in touch, guys. She's very in touch. I'm super impressed with this lady right here. She puts out good stuff, guys. Please, please, please check her out. I got to get a link in here for you guys, but please go check her out. Right. Exactly, Pebbles. Exactly. Thank you. That's why I kind of felt what this woman was saying right here. And I'm kind of gathering between what she's saying, she saw, what she feels, what Steve has been saying. And if you think about the interview from her parents, okay, just look at all those things, guys. I'll show it to you again before we end this. I want you to watch the parents' interview one more time. And I also want you to see the interaction with her and the police officer one more time after hearing these things. That's all I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be very clear that that's not what she's trying to do. So, and I looked at, I said, let me make sure that I'm defining this word correctly. So I Google search ritualistic. So relating to or characteristic of a ritual followed as part of a religious or solemn ceremony, a ritualistic act of worship. So if I'm attached, there's a couple things that I'm attached to, right? The computer is not one of them, thank God. My cell phone is not one of them, thank God. Ooh, I love that you said that. Kind of like a legacy, right? Like, um, I would say that this is a good way to say it, but say like this, right? Because I feel like people can interpret that as like an end of life decision, and that's not at all what this is. I think it's just a decision to, as she said to this person, not to be tracked, paying in euros, right? But she just very much gives me this like impression that she's very much in tune with her spirituality, with herself,
Exactly.
and that she has a lot of empathy towards maybe the things that are around her. I wouldn't be surprised
Exactly.
if her bearded dragon is okay. I get the sense that that's, you know, that she's taking well care of this animal, but we just don't know. Yeah, I will definitely be watching the entire live after Rabbit is done, says Sandra. Okay. She's in tune with her emotions. Yeah. Um, an empath. Isn't that what they call it when you're like, I'm sorry, I'm not well versed
Exactly. Bingo.
in an empath. I think that that's like the thing that people say, you know, when they call you like an empath. What does that mean? Individual who feels more empathy than the average
That's
human.
who I
I
am. I
think she's
found out.
definitely an empath. Yeah. And so when I saw some of these pictures and what seemed a little bit of real ritualistic stuff that she was doing, it definitely gave me an empath. And so she very much, yes, Tess, I love that you said that, like self-aware and grounded with what's going on. So much so that the witness that heard her say she doesn't want to be tracked, she's thinking about these things ahead of time. Um, but yeah,
In a sense, folks, this tells me, yes, you did, Pebbles, and multiple other people did too. And at this point, I have come to the realization that I am. Very much so. In my mind, what I believe Chelsea may have done is looked around her as she's driving this distance. Maybe before this, she even left for this, but she's looking around her life. Things that she's recently been through, things that she's currently going through. She's driving to this wedding. Her mind is running. She's had time to think on her own, away from everything else, and just breathe. Okay. Not saying that this is fact either, folks. These are just my theories and possible opinions. But I think she had become aware of certain things in her life. Okay. And there's possible possibility of other things involved in that. But that's all I'm saying with that.
You know what I'm saying? That's what my thought is. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. And leaving an imprint, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a blessing and a curse, and I promise it. Absolutely. I'm an empath and I get overwhelmed by people and energy. Okay. In tune with her emotions. Sounds like a personal belief, a way to show those that she has a new life. Yeah. It's like a new life decision. Yes. For empaths, sometimes you want to run away, not even necessarily because of the hurts done to you,
I was
but
told that
seeing
he was
people
rescued
hurt
and he was
each
okay
other.
at this point,
It's
Layla. I
draining.
don't know
I
for a
love
fact.
that you said that, Julie. So when I saw these pictures, and again, I'm sure that if this was like a crime scene, I wouldn't have been able to see any of these pictures, right? At all. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have been able to see any of these pictures. But I don't think that this is what this was. Okay? So I really do hope that she is found, at least that she knows that if she doesn't want to be found, that's absolutely her choice. But I just hope, like, for the sake of her
Exactly,
family,
Pebbles.
um, and for the sake of everybody else out, that we know that, the people love her and care for her, um, and that people are thinking about her, you
Good,
know?
good
That's
point,
it.
Bobby. We're gonna watch that video again.
Absolutely.
More than a video, sir.
Life can be so hard and wear on empaths.
I believe
Absolutely.
she said missing,
Thank you.
but we're gonna do it again. I want you
It
guys to
makes
see
sense
that.
though. Making sure those who know her, she's okay and she needs to be left alone. Right, Margot? Can you share these items? I can't in the car I can't share any of that. I didn't see I only saw a couple of pictures. I can't share what items. I'm gonna let the professionals do that. But what I was shown, I will say that yeah, I would say that she is somebody who's very much in touch with herself, with her feelings, and maybe just needed a little bit more support. Rabbit, she can't stand in a desert that long without water. And I would be concerned about that too, Brandon. Honestly, I truly would be. I just hope she didn't take more than she can handle, especially if she's in the wilderness. Absolutely. Um,
The pictures she was shown, she had an interview with SF Investigates. He explained some things to her and showed her some things because he's one of the investigating PIs that's working this case, guys.
like a new change, like a phoenix bird. Ooh, that's a good way to put it. Brandon, but we don't. I don't. I don't know. I'm an identical twin, so I thought it was a twin thing. But I'm the same with all people. I pick up what their vibes are saying, and I feel for them. And I think this is somebody who is that way as well. Plus, she
No
recently
problem,
found
Lucia.
Jesus and the Bible says, and I heard that there might have, that might have been maybe she found a connection with that. Maybe she's just dyeing her hair and isn't hiding per day or per se, potentially. I think you know what, all of this is concerning. My hope is that she's okay.
Very much.
That's the biggest thing. That is the biggest thing. Is that I hope she's okay, you know? Or she's searching for a connection. Absolutely.
You're on
Tear up
point.
over the
You
Alicia
are
Navarro
very on
thing, then
point with
Matthew Perry,
Pebbles.
then
I'm
reading
very
this article. I
impressed
absorb what
with you
others say. Oh,
and
wow,
your input
Jamie.
on this.
I literally can feel everybody's energy in the room, and I physically can feel it. And I get extremely overwhelmed because I don't know how to turn it off, and it's high energy or negative energy. I think the question is what made her what made her want to say, you know what? Was something very much overwhelmed. She doesn't want to be tracked. So that could very well be a choice that she's making. But is it a choice or is there a mental health issue at play?
Pebbles.
You know? Yes. I would be too. I would be too. Is it a choice or is there a mental health issue at play? Because if it was, I was thinking about this. I said, well, if it was a choice, she would just say, like, listen, I don't want to be found. That's
Hey,
it. I'm done with being Chelsea Grimm. Y'all take it from here. I'm taking my bearded dragon and moving on. I'm wondering if the bearded dragon has a name. Maybe she feels that she has what she is feeling is deep and only she can figure it out, right, Tess? That does happen. And it's so crazy because like yesterday when we talked about Chelsea isn't taking any minor children with her. Right, Sandra? Thank you for sharing though. Wow. She says his name to the police officer. Yeah, she does. Right, SW?
Yeah, the bearded dragon's name is like Rosha or Rosia or something like that. I'll show you guys, and that's it for that, guys. I just wanted you to get those points from Rabbit Hole, okay? And like I said, after seeing that, I want you guys to go back and Rozzy, thank you, Tomboy. God, you got a good memory. Rozzy, that's it right there. Okay, now that you've heard those things, okay, and again, I want to thank SF Investigates for the things that he does. Missy Q, what's happening? I want to thank for the things he does, okay? One second here. And has done, okay? In the past and currently with this as well. Hold on a minute. Let me get to the beginning of it. Let me see here. Okay. Slow your roll. Oh, well over a month. Well over a month. Thank you, Layla. Water out here is so deep. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you for the input. Cassie, what's up, sis? Right, Mama J. So here again, I want you to watch this here one more time. And I'm going to show you the parents' interview again, okay? All right. Here we go. Okay, so as she said, she's doing a photo shoot of the lost soldiers. And it's all on the screen there, so. Oh, damn, Cass. I'm sorry, hon. I know you were saying you were sick before. I hope you don't have the big C. I really do. Okay. Hold on a minute. One second. Hold on, guys. Where'd it go? I must have moved it. 1 second. This way. I'm a 5. What's up? Hold on. By the way, I had the age wrong. It was 30. She's 32, by the way, folks. Sorry. All right. Now, let me give you the full. Hopefully, this is the right one. I had like 3 of them in here. Just want to make sure you guys get it again. This is supposedly the full body cam video. Okay.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
The interaction lasts about 7.5 minutes
I'm doing great. Are you doing all right?
Yeah.
and shows 32-year-old Chelsea Grimm just a few days before reportedly disappearing.
I just was doing a photo shoot of the lost soldiers and got a little emotional, so
I'm
I was crying before
okay.
I got back on the road.
The body cam footage from September 28th was taken by Williams police, who responded to a call of suspicious activity
problem.
at the Williams Cemetery.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're quite all right. I mean,
I was just doing a photo shoot, yeah.
At one point, the officer asks her if she has a hotel to stay at, and she says she didn't.
I don't. I was actually thinking of just camping for the night, but I wasn't really sure exactly yet.
gotcha. Well,
I didn't plan to be here till sunset.
okay.
According to family, Grimm was driving from San Diego to Connecticut for a wedding, but in Arizona, she told them she wouldn't make it and was going camping instead. That was the last they heard from her, and reported her missing October 4th.
I was
Sorry. So there's that again. That body cam video. In my opinion, something happened in Arizona, either to her, in her mind personally, or something's either clicked or snapped or something happened when she came into Arizona or on the way there. Okay, that's partly my opinion. This can go a couple different directions, folks. It just depends. Okay, let me replay this some more for you.
contacted by the Coconino Sheriff's Department on the 5th that some hunters had found her car with 2 flat tires. And she was not in it. The car was locked, and they couldn't find any trace of Chelsea at that point.
Her 2019 white Ford Escape was found north from where the traffic stop happened a week.
And so this is where they found these items that Rabbit was talking about, the way they were. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. She was on a road trip, like I said earlier. She had time to think about some things. She goes and she does this this photography at this cemetery, and it's about the lost soldiers. She's a very in touch person, in my opinion, based on her personality. And she's thinking about all these things on this road trip. She's thinking about these lost soldiers as she's taking the photographs. Okay, and she's a personal person, folks. So there's that. Okay, now I want to show you this again. Yeah, I went out to Phoenix, Lotta, Big One Mountain or so. Okay. There you go, Bobby. Good point. Okay, so she said lost soldiers, so maybe she viewed herself as a lost person that needs time to find her true self. So very good point, my friend. Very good point, my friend. Thank you, Bobby. Gotcha, Missy. All right, let me find this here. This should be the right one, I think. Let me back up to that again. All right. All right. Then once again, gotcha, Missy. I understand. Again, thank you, Bobby. Good points. So watch her parents, listen to her parents, and then think about the things we've talked about.
Positive and upbeat, and we try to keep focused on the end goal, which is to bring Chelsea home safely.
What started as a cross-country road trip quickly turned into a parent's worst nightmare when 32-year-old Chelsea Grimm went missing without a trace. Her parents now left with more questions than answers in their desperate search for their daughter.
It's a nightmare, and it's one that you never could have imagined yourself in and wouldn't wish on anybody. But having said that, we're hanging in there. We're holding on to hope, putting our faith in the law enforcement professionals.
Grimm was last seen on September 30th in Ash Fork, Arizona, about 50 minutes west of Flagstaff.
Yes, Missy, I did.
Just days before, she'd set off on a cross-country road trip, leaving San Diego, headed to Connecticut for a family member's wedding. Grimm's mother, Janet Grimm, says just before she was set to fly out east, her daughter...
Now, we all looked at this picture before and analyzed this picture. The first time we looked at this a couple weeks back, okay? Look at the way she's looking at this, took this picture of herself. And think about the things we've talked about tonight. It almost, to me, looks like she's looking at herself in this picture, and she's showing herself this picture of herself. I'm not trying to get weird deep on you guys. I'm just telling you. Look at it and think about it. That's all I'm saying. It's almost like she's looking in at herself. You see what I'm saying? Hey, sweet Melissa. It's possible, Melissa. It's possible. Anything is possible. We don't know. That is what I'm saying, Pebbles. Thank you. Yeah, I know, Missy. I know. Thank you. Looking at herself. Looking at herself. You guys get what I'm saying? She's looking at herself. Looking at herself, guys. I'm not trying to sound crazy here. I know it's weird the way I'm saying it, but I want, if you're really a diggo, we know. I don't know what you mean by that, Missy, but okay. I am. Half and half. It's possible, Mama J. We're going to get back to that in a second. I just wanted you guys to focus on this for a minute. Okay, so I know it comes off crazy. Just like Pebble said, she's looking at herself almost like she's there. Okay, Lucia, like she's looking at herself. Thank you, Bobby. Asking, who am I? Okay, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be deep, but in a way I am. It's like staring in a mirror when you're questioning yourself. And I've done this. A lot of us have done this. Looking into her own eyes and her own soul. There you go. There you go. Okay. And people go through these things, folks. Especially if she's an empath. Come on. We know. I know now. You know? There's a lot to this. Yes, Bobby. Bobby's been on point with this all night. Why do I say what, Missy? Say what, hon?
Daughter made a last-minute change of plans.
Chelsea was going to fly home for a wedding in Connecticut, well, New York. She was flying home to go to this wedding and see us. And the day she was supposed to get on the airplane, she emailed Steve and said that she was going to drive across country instead. And so that was on the 24th of September.
Chelsea's father, Stephen Grimm, says it wasn't surprising his daughter made this last-minute change.
I would say it's not at all out of character for her to change plans at the last minute. That was a characteristic of her. She had adopted this
Oh, okay. I got
dragon
no
lizard,
Bearded dragon.
bearded dragon. She had adopted a bearded dragon and said she didn't want to come without it, and she couldn't bring it on the plane. So that ostensibly was the reason that she gave us.
Alone, traveling only with her bearded dragon, Grimm set off toward the East Coast. But several days into her trip, she told her parents she wouldn't make it in time for the wedding. That conversation and update was the last time her parents heard from her.
The last contact, we were texting back and forth with her, and she said,
So if we think about that, you're fine, Missy. You're fine, hon. If we think about that, how her parents said, or they said several days into the trip, she contacts her parents and says, "Hey, I'm not going to make it to the wedding. I'm taking longer because there's things that come up," and then she disappears. So she's had several days while driving to think. Okay, and let's think about the things we talked about tonight. Is all I'm saying. Yes, it is. You see how the flowers are there, and I mean, yeah.
said, I've driven for 3 days. I'm in Arizona. I'm not going to make it to the East Coast for the wedding. I think I'm going to just skip the wedding and stop here for a day or two and do some camping. She had her tent and her sleeping bag with her in the car when she left. And then radio silence. And she had told us she was going to probably be out of fun range for a couple of days. So a couple of days, we weren't alarmed. But then when 2 or 3 more days went by, and we usually texted or talked to her daily. So when a couple of days went by and we hadn't heard from her, we got really worried. So we called it in as a missing persons report on the 4th of October.
Investigators confirmed one of her last encounters was with law enforcement on the 28th. Body camera video shows an officer approach Chelsea's vehicle outside of a cemetery.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. Are you doing all right?
Yeah, I just was doing a photo shoot of the lost soldiers and got a little emotional, so I was crying before I got back on the road.
Chelsea can be heard telling the officer she's a bit emotional after working on a photo shoot about fallen soldiers.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure someone called it in. So
I'm sorry.
No, you're quite all right. I mean,
I was just doing a photo shoot, yeah. Packed up. I'm going to leave soon.
Okay.
But I just didn't want to drive like that. Sad.
I got you. You've been smoking a little bit of marijuana?
Earlier today, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Do you have your license on you by any chance?
Yeah.
It gets me all emotional too.
Yeah, it's just, I'm trying to do a series on the lost and the forgotten people in this country.
The lost and forgotten people in this country. This may have hit her harder than she thought it would. It may have brought her to her inner self and made her look at her life in a different sense. That's what I'm saying, folks. That's a good point too, Pebbles. Thank you.
She later discusses where to stay while she's on the road before parting ways with the officer.
I know you told me that you smoked marijuana and you're obviously I would be in an emotional state as well. I don't know if you want somebody else to drive you or if you just want to hang out here for a little bit longer, you're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah, if it's okay with you if I hang out here for another 15 or 20 and then head on the road, that would be my plan, sure. I think.
Yeah, I don't see any signs of impairment or anything like that, so.
Yeah, no, with my eyesight and then crying, it's not the best combination at night.
Dude, I totally
I was like,
understand.
I'm just gonna cry on the road.
I think he asked her why if she smoked any because he could probably smell it maybe in her car. That's all. Again, thank you, Bobby.
road, or I'm just gonna sit here and cry. So I
got
have
you.
my dragon, and I'm just.
Oh, that's freaking cool! I didn't even notice that.
Thanks, Rosie.
Wow, Rosie,
I think she's asleep.
Wow, right on.
She got bored.
I don't know, Pebbles. That's not something I've seen. That's a good point to ask, though. It's a good question. It really is. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you have like a hotel around here or anything?
I don't. I was actually thinking of just camping for the night, but I wasn't really sure exactly yet.
Gotcha. Well,
I didn't plan to be here until sunset.
Okay, you can't camp in the city limits. It's kind of like a city statute we have.
Okay, good.
But you can always go. I don't know if you can see like the yellow lights over there, the Loves. It's a trucker stop in the gas station area. You can just sleep there. Nobody will bother you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
love that.
Yes.
Might get some good shots at sunrise too there.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sunrise here too. If you ever want to take photo shoots of like the statues in the morning, dude, it's really cool because the sun like rises right behind them.
Amazing. Okay, I'll probably stay at the truck stop then, save some money, and then come over for the sunrise.
You got it.
Cool.
All right. Well, you have a great time.
Well, she was very into photography. So, and she had done some articles and some photography in San Diego as part of the way she was supporting herself. And so to hear that she was doing a story on lost veterans is not unusual. I don't know the circumstances under which she was taking pictures in a graveyard at night. So I really don't make anything of it because it would be their speculation.
The last known sighting of Grimm was 2 days later on September 30th in Ash Fork, Arizona, about 20 miles away from Williams. A woodcutter there saw her camping in her car and asked if she was okay. Grimm said she was doing fine, but she hasn't been heard from since. Her parents say it was normal for their daughter to camp alone.
She has had a lot of training in camping, and it's something that she has done in the past. She hasn't done it recently since she's moved to San Diego, but well, actually she had done it in August. She had gone camping in August, but up until then, I mean, I wouldn't really characterize her as an outdoor girl, a wilderness kind of person, but she certainly had the skills to do that.
Prior to her disappearance, Grimm's parents say she went through a breakup and that her mental state was off.
I would say yes, but I also think it's fair to say she didn't seem completely even.
And see, the breakup scenario, the whatever relationship there was, if there was a real one with this other person that we know, we talked about before, maybe that was a reason, or could have been a reason why she needed to take a different look at her life, or a different perspective of herself. You know, just something to think about. Exactly, Pebbles. Very much so. Okay. Right, Mama Five.
You seemed pretty uneven that last day or two.
What do you mean by uneven? Could you give me more about that?
Just that she was, she had a lot on her mind that she was expressing through texts, that she was taking into her phone as she was traveling. And, you know, she was upset with a boy she was dating. She was scared of him. We feel like she was kind of away from him. And I think overall, you know, that was affecting a lot of her mindset. They had broken up.
By the way, other people, the last time we watched this, made notice of her arm. I want you guys to see something right here. Hold on.
I think overall, you know, that was affecting a lot of her mindset. They had broken up. And
skip that. Hold on.
Upset with
Hold on.
a boy she was.
Okay, people were talking about these marks and stuff, guys. It's not anything like that. Those 99.9% sure are from the bearded dragon being on her arm and its claws. That's all I believe the scratches are. Before anybody goes any deeper with that, that's all.
was dating. She was scared of him. We feel like she was kind of away from him. And I think overall, that was affecting a lot of her mindset. They had broken up, and, he had posted things on social media, etc. So they're very well aware of him. But as to Chelsea's state of mind, I think it was affected by him and their breakup or the way they departed.
But Stephen Grimm says he doesn't believe his daughter would hurt herself.
It's not inconceivable, but we really don't think that was her state of mind when you look at what she was saying to us and that sort of thing. It's not impossible. It's not, it has not been ruled out, but, they've done a very, very thorough search of a 3-mile radius around where the car was found. And so one would think that if she had come to the worst, we would have found some evidence of that by now. There have been hunters, loggers, there have been the search parties, etc. So, our hunch, our gut is that, maybe she got a ride out of there. That's what we're kind of hoping.
One day after Grimm was reported missing on October 5th, hunters in the Kaibab National Forest came across her vehicle, a 2019 Ford Escape with 2 flat tires. It had been parked on a service road in the forest. Inside the vehicle, investigators found Grimm's camera with the most recent photos she'd taken. They've since released the pictures showing the outfit she was last seen in.
The car was locked. It was neat, so there were no visual signs of a struggle. And it's possible that she just decided that she was going to proceed with her camping. She couldn't do anything right then and there about the car, so she perhaps was just going to continue on the idea of camping. She has a AAA card on our family plan, so we had told her when she started driving across the country, if you have.
Now, see, that's what I was talking about. She does have a AAA card, so if she broke down, got 2 flat tires, all she had to do was get on the phone, call AAA, bing, bang, boom. They would have came out, fixed the tires, and off she went. That's what made me suspicious of the situation at that point the last time we talked about this, folks. Right. No problem, Pebbles. And Melissa, same. Thank you. But again, so that is where I got a little like, hey, what's going on here? Because it was made known that there is a AAA card that her parents have that she's on with them. She could have called, got the tires fixed, moved on about her business, but she didn't. She chose not to, I think. It's one of 2 things, folks. It could either be that she chose not to or she wasn't able to. Okay, one of those 2, obviously. We have to differentiate. But after showing what I showed tonight on this, guys, I think there's more and a little deeper than what we thought, okay? It's a good point, Pebbles. It definitely needs attention. Definitely needs attention.
Encounter any car problems, use AAA, get towed, and tell us what the situation is. Keep us apprised of your whereabouts. So that I would, if she didn't call AAA, it's because she either didn't have service or her phone wasn't working.
I can agree.
And she hasn't. Her phone has not been used since the 28th or 9th. So it's either lost, broken, not charged. I don't know. But normally you would be using something like that to call for help.
Investigators combed through the area where her vehicle was found both by land and air. During all searches, investigators came up empty.
They had mentioned on a call we had with them Friday that they had 500 man hours in the field looking for her.
The only thing that is known, Demon Dog, is that there were 2 flat tires. They didn't say anything else about the car, battery-wise or gas or anything like that. They just said that, the 2 flat tires. So, in my opinion, anybody else in a different situation or a normal situation, in a sense, would have just pulled out the cell phone, or whatever, contacted the AAA, said, hey, I got 2 flat tires. Can you guys help me with this? So on and so forth. They'd have came out at whatever point, fixed the tires for her, and got her on her way. Didn't happen. There's a reason behind that. Okay? And again, as we now know everything that was found in the vehicle, okay? Steve says that they found a wallet, a purse, a laptop, her camera, everything she would need to live and survive. Okay? And to the hotel, she's asking, that's very true, nothing. I understand that too. And at the hotel or motel she stopped at, she's asking if she can pay in euros because she wants to stay off grid. And I thought about that already, Mama J. It's a dirt road, yes. The thing is that she got flat tires on both sides of the vehicle, just the one side. The other side didn't. On the one side, both 2 tires, okay? If you're running over something, why would both sides of the car not have flat tires? Just the 2 on the driver's side. That's odd to me. That's been odd to me from the beginning. Just those 2 on the driver's side were flat. So how and what did you run over? And they weren't like blown out, like somebody shot them out or something like that. Hey, Lily, good to see you, dear. Michelle, welcome. Good to see you as well. Yeah, SF said that the battery was in good working order. That's fact. Throw glitter on. It's in the house. Good to see you too. Thank you guys for jumping in. I love you guys. Appreciate it. Wonderful to see you too, Lily. So again, oh, it's okay, but thank you. She said that the alarm went off. Pebble says the alarm went off when they tried to access it. So yeah. She could have maybe off the side of the road and hit something to run over both sides, but not the other side. That's what my thought was. Just saying.
They've been very scientific, technology being used with mapping, etc. So I feel like we've got real professionals who are truly trying the very best to find her, and we're grateful.
Now, when I covered this the first time, guys, this is just something somebody sent me. I'll be honest with you. Because I questioned why both flat tires were on one side of the car only. Somebody had sent me an email that said, what if she was driving down the road and somebody threw something out there to stop the car and she tried to drive around it, and that's why it only hit the driver's side of the car? A spike, like what you're saying, nothing half-assed. Okay? That made a little sense to me. So that made me a little nervous. But again, I don't know. So don't, I'm not saying these are things people send to me, theories, questions, comments. That was brought to my attention. I don't know if that's even true. It's not a fact, folks. It's just somebody's theory. Like if somebody had tossed something out there, she tried to go out and around it, pulled to the right more, and that's why it only caught the driver's side tires, front and back. You see what I'm saying? It was odd when I first heard it too, and then SF said it looked like she hit the edge of the road hard. There it is. There's a good point. Thank you, Pebbles. Good to see you again, Lily. Wonderful to have you here, dear. Good point, Pebbles. Thank you.
Grateful for that, and yet there are not that many new clues. So, understandably,
you can buy stuff like that through military surplus stores, Canadian Cat Lady. No problem, Mama 5. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being here. I appreciate the support so very much. It's great to have you here tonight. You can buy anything like that at military or police surplus stores, stuff like that. They do sell stuff like that. You can order it online. You can get anything you want, pretty much, Cat Lady, in any way, shape, or form. That's very possible. Very possible. Thank you for that too, hon.
it goes to a slightly different level of immediacy for them. And it just seemed to us like it couldn't hurt to hire Kelly Townsend, who we hired. He specializes in missing persons.
Great point, Bobby. Great point.
So maybe there's something he can do to supplement them. We're not experts in this field. We're totally unexperienced.
The Grimm family has since acquired a private investigator they hope will move the case forward.
Presumably, the sheriff's office has a lot of other.
And guys, the only way this, okay, maybe she was in contact with somebody and said, hey, I'm going to go check out this cemetery over here at this area, so on and so forth. That's a possibility as well. We don't know. I'm just saying these are different things to think about. Or like Mama J said, she could have been distracted by her phone or her bearded dragon and accidentally just went off the one side of the road and hit, maybe it was a bit of a drop off and hit some hard rocks or something, and that's what did it. It does happen, folks. That's another good point. Glitter says she did say she can't see well at night. Her eyes are bad, so if there was debris that she couldn't see, she could have ran over a broken bottle or some busted glass, heavy duty glass or something with just that side of the car. These are all possibilities. GPS on the car. That's a good point too, Todd. I'm not sure how that all worked out. I don't know.
Things going on simultaneously. And I think after 2 weeks of extensive.
And I think he was talking about before that, Pebbles, but after that, yeah, there's nothing after that you could use the GPS for.
Searching for Chelsea, they're sort of waiting for more public information, waiting for more clues, because they followed up everything that they really had to look into. And I think that they've done a thorough job doing that.
As the search for Grimm continues, her parents have a message for their daughter.
Just that we miss her tremendously, and we can't bear being parted like this.
And this right here is what got me most interested in this scenario. In 2 days, she had only gone 30 miles or so, and she was hanging around that area for some reason. I've thought that as well. That is what has perplexed me. And I've tried to figure that out as well. Bombshell, it's great to see you. I covered this a couple weeks back, Lily. I'm just bringing an update and adding a little more to it. It's something that I'm still following. So, that is what really perplexed me right there, Glitter. That area she was in, she didn't make it out of that area, and she had been there for a while. Something got her attention. Something kept her in that area for whatever reason. I don't know, and I don't know if it even plays into this, guys. It's just something that it's been bugging me. I don't have any confirmation. I know Steve said that he viewed the Loves footage. I didn't get any other thing else with it. Oh, okay, Bombshell, thank you.
And we really want to have her come home.
We love you, Chelsea. We can't wait to see you again. Just let us know where you are, and we'll take it from there. We'll go from there.
Arizona officials say the
And there we are, folks. All right, Optum. Thank you, hon. I appreciate you tuning in tonight. Very much so. Got myself a little too close, guys. Very possible. He was a very nice officer, I'll say that much. Could have been waiting for the friend she was supposed to meet up with. Friend could have had to wait until the day off to come get her. There's a lot of different variations on this. That's a good question. What do you think could be the reason? Throw glitter on it. Baby Boop's in the house. Good to see you. A little bit, Baby Boop, a little bit. It's almost as if they might possibly know something. Possibly. but I don't want to say that and be sure. Okay. Because we've seen her sister seems to be really like looking hardcore for her and has made some other things. This was September 28th, 29th was the last time she was seen. Like really seen. But, you know, there's a couple investigators that have seen some things other than, you know, other than that. Mr. Jesse Schul's in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Good morning to you. It is morning for me, too. It's 12:05 a.m. I hope Thailand is treating you wonderful, my friend. It's always good to see you, Jesse. Always good. Nothing but respect for you, my friend. Pebbles, yes, it's so frustrating because you try to look away, but in your mind, you know you shouldn't. Good point. That's what I was saying, Pebbles. Yeah, I love seeing Jesse around. Yeah, it's good to see you as well, baby boop. Aaron Estes Park. I can't help but notice the 3 open doors on her SUV, mom, dad, sister, with an offering of flowers reaching out to them like an offering of love and apologies. That's a good point, Aaron. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know if those doors being opened were from law enforcement opening the doors and looking for things, or if that's how the vehicle was found. I don't know that for a fact, guys. I'm sorry. I wish I did. If that's exactly how they found the vehicle, that's you know, that's something to look at. But that could be after law enforcement looked at the vehicle and opened it up to tear it out to look to see what the hell was going on. You see what I'm saying? I don't know that yet. That's a great point, though, Aaron. I mean, really, it's very deep. Great thought on that, and I appreciate that. That's a good point there, Optum. That's another point, Bobby. Good point. You guys are on point tonight with this. I love it. I love the interaction. I really do. And I like the fact that you guys are thinking about this, too. Critically thinking. From what I understand, that person was not able to meet her, so then I don't know anything anymore about that, and there hasn't been much talked about with it either. They did clear the woodcutter, because that was somebody I was talking about in the beginning that they should look at. I agree, Pebbles. That's a good point. If I know if the vehicle was found like that, or if law enforcement did that when they found the vehicle, that's something that would be important to know to answer that question in a sense. There's your answer, Pebbles. And it's a good answer, Glitter. Thank you. Welcome back, Vix. I'm sorry to hear that, baby boop. It's wonderful to have you here, and I hope health-wise that you're getting better. Oh, good Lord. God bless. You'll be in my thoughts and prayers for that. That's a fact. It's wonderful to have you here, hon. That's how I said when I first saw that. Like I said, if we could have, okay, there's the answer then. The vehicle was locked when they found it. Thank you, Pebbles. I thought it was something like that, but I didn't know, and I didn't want to say it if I, without knowing. So they opened the doors and pulled everything out, looking to see what was going on in the vehicle. Law enforcement did that. Okay. It is an interesting theory, though. Right. Bobby is reiterating that. So thank you both. There would be mini cameras with video at love. Each of the showers even have, right. That's fact. Thank you. That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, once again, the number is 928-774-4523. That is the contact number for anybody that knows anything about Chelsea, has heard anything about Chelsea. And remember, guys, Even if it's something that you think is stupid or not important, it's not. Every little bit helps every time. That is, the hunter was cleared, I think. Pebbles. I can't quote that until I gotta find that. That is again the number, folks. If you know or hear or have seen or heard anything. That's another question that I had. I wanted to know who reported initially that her being out by the cemetery. I wanted to know who reported that. Maybe just a passerby saw the car sitting there, thought maybe something was wrong. That's a question I don't know. I'd like to know that. And that wasn't a really good question. Really good question. Thank you for that, Throw Glitter. Oh, absolutely, Pebbles. You know how I am with these cases. Missing persons really bother me. This one, for some reason, yeah, I agree, Bombshell. It makes me sad too. This case, for some reason, really grabbed really grabbed my extra attention. Okay, there's something about this that just made me say, hey, you got to talk about this again and again and again. And I've been looking every single day since the last time we talked about this. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate that, my friend, very much so. Yeah, they did, Mama J. I played a video from it last time, and I haven't seen anything from that other person since then. But I've been looking every day, folks, from the last time we talked about this, at any updates, any type of anything on this, and there's not been much. There's not a lot of coverage on this at all. Okay. Thank you for being here for this, Pebbles. You are a big help with this too. I really appreciate the input and the support and the help with this. I really do, on both channels. Oh yeah, the GoFundMe was taken down, Lucia. The town next to the area her car was found have all gone out searching for her, which is wonderful. And they found nothing, guys. Not even a hint. Okay, that's what bugs me a little bit. But and the one thing I gotta say, guys, if this is something she wants, then we have to respect that. Okay. But at the same time, we need to know that she's okay. I think that's why we get like we do about these things. We just want to know that she's okay. Yeah, that was taken down, and he's been arrested. And I still don't quite know what he was arrested for, and I'd like to know that a little bit more about that. And I'm going to look into that more, for sure. All right, guys, let me see something. 1 second, please. Uno momento. Oh, you're okay, Mama J. Oh, thank you, Vix. Go get some sleep, darling, please. Please, please. Please, please, if you will. Jessica Dahlgren, welcome, first of all. Could she have gone to the truck stop and that's where something happened and the car were brought there after theirs? I mean, that's possible too. That's very possible. The car could have been staged like that. Okay. We don't know. Nobody knows. That's the sad part. Okay. Pebble says they should have a video go, I would think. Or video, I would think. There you go. There you go. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I really, there are quite a few possibilities, Mama. Quite a few. I don't know, Todd. It's interesting. It's a good question. Very good show tonight, folks. I'm very, very, very pleased with everybody's interaction and everybody's input, and all of your thoughts that you guys are putting out there in regards to this. I really love it. I do, and I appreciate it, guys. Once again, this community does not fail, does not disappoint. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you all so very much. And again, Pebbles, thank you so very much for your interaction and your input with this. It means a lot to me. Guys, again, if you will, thank you, Cat Lady. Thank you so very much for being here tonight. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys. And again, if you guys would really please go check out Truth is in the Rabbit. Good Lord. Down the Rabbit Hole News. Subscribe to her. Watch some of her stuff, guys. You're not going to be disappointed. I promise you're not. And I appreciate that, Pebbles. I do so very much. It means a lot to me. It really does. I was thinking that, Bobby. I was wondering. Bobby says it's possible she sent some communication to her parents that she is okay, which is why the case has gone silent. Again. Good point, Bobby, and thank you for saying that, because it is very possible. And I would like to hope that if she is okay, that there was some kind of communication to her parents so that they can relax and they can breathe, okay? As a parent, I know that that's a horrid feeling. I can only imagine that nobody should ever have to go through. It's a scary, scary thing. Absolutely. I'm not quite sure yet, Miss Brandy. I'll let you know, though. No worries, Cat Lady. No worries at all. And no worries for being here earlier. Not a problem, dear. Always. Brandy's always on top of it. She likes to get the TikTok alerted and ready to go. But yeah, Canadian, we can talk tomorrow, huh? No problem. Whenever you're ready. And again, please don't apologize for not being here. You don't need to. But I will be back out here during the day tomorrow, early afternoon, guys. Normal times, roughly. Sorry again that I wasn't today. This stupid internet company they do their thing. Supposedly it's fixed and we should be good for a while, so we'll see. Welcome back, Optum. So we'll see what happens. All the love and good vibes from East Coast to West Coast for the families and friends in need tonight. Amen to that. AR, Cassie, Pebbles, Mom, Dad, Sister of Chelsea, Mods, Dago, thank you, and absolutely. And thank you, Nothing Have Asked. That's wonderful. And it is so very much appreciated. And again, yes, guys, I hope that AR is doing better and is healing from whatever is going on. I hope he's okay. Thoughts and prayers to Chelsea's family and her. Okay, and Cassie, I hope you feel better, for sure. That her hand was full of flowers reaching towards her SUV. That photo was obviously when she was still alive. Well, it could be. It could be. Yes, you're very much right. It could be. See, I guess that makes more sense. You're right, Aaron. I'm sorry about that. So that was before the car, or she was missing, obviously, and then they found the car. I'm sorry. I must have misinterpreted that. Yep, you are right. So that is a good point, Aaron. Again, goes back to that. Very good point. Can you play a video tomorrow from the channel To the Point? He talks about it, and we can talk about that tomorrow. No problem, Bombshell. Thank you for the input. Again, great point, Aaron. Great point. I'm sorry. For some reason, I was thinking that photo was taken after they found the vehicle, so I don't know why. That's a photo she took. Because, again, Steve said that he found, I think it was over 400 frames or pictures that were taken on her camera. That means a lot. Have a great night, Optum. Be safe out there. Yeah, because the car was locked when found, so that does make more sense. I wasn't thinking of it that way. Great point, Aaron. So your theory on that does make sense. It really does. A lot. And thank you for that as well. All right, guys. No, Optum, you were not. Everybody is supposed to. I want everybody to interact. I really do. And thank you guys again for all the interaction, all the attention being paid, all your thoughts, your theories, your opinions, your feelings on this. It all means something. It's all very important. You guys are wonderful. I absolutely adore each and every one of you guys and appreciate each and every one of you guys. Again, I appreciate all of you supporting me, as I said earlier, through all of this crazy stuff that's been going on. Thank you, Pebbles. I appreciate that too very much. And I absolutely, I can't express the appreciation I have. Thank you. I think it was a wonderful show tonight because of your guys' interaction, your thoughts, your opinions, all of it, guys. We need more shows like this, and I really appreciate it and wanting to hear about this. It's something that needed definitely talked about again, and those things are the reasons why. Again, I got to give props to JLR for the video he did. Also to Down the Rabbit Hole News. Really want to thank her very much for what she put out on this. Very much so. And of course, all of you. You guys have done it great, as always. Meatballs, moderators, all of you guys, thank you so very much for being who you are, for being here. Guys, don't forget to love yourselves, to love each other, and please don't change a thing about yourselves, guys, and I will see you so very soon. Have a wonderful night, guys. I love you. Bye-bye.